Michio Kaku.
Yeah, the cuckoo, the cuckoo cuck.
Yeah, yeah. You're saying like there's like tiers of society of civilizations, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
once
yeah,
you're
like is it like from level like 0 to like 5? I think he has like 5
right,
levels or something like
I
that.
think
And
I
all
think it's three, isn't it? Three?
I think it's up to 5 now.
Well, we're type two. I know that.
No, 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 we're type 0 because we
What?
can't even
No.
harvest the energy of the planet to its full capacity to become interstellar. Becoming interstellar is type 1 civilization or something like that. So the way he looks at how civilization progresses is the output of energy. And for you to harvest that amount of energy, you would have to expend all of the resources on the planet that you're currently on, which would be a type 0, or which would be close to a type 0. Let me see if I can actually get a video on this. He describes it pretty well, but I like to refer to that in terms of like where humanity is going with progression and like society and stuff like that. Because what we're describing right now, that like kind of like Jetsons like easygoing life, is the ideal individualistic lifestyle. Like where people just want to be themselves, just by
Right.
themselves, not like be a part of society. If they are, it's just more for like creative concepts rather than like industrial or like I mean, maybe the boys would be like, like down to like engineer some sort of fucking rocket, but like at the same time, there's no incentive behind it.
Well, I mean, I think you get to the truth of why people do the things they do more so. Everyone has like the capacity for art, and then we still like art. So like we're
Mhm.
just gonna be a more artful society, I assume.
Yeah, but think about how fucking bad art's become from like it's a golden age.
There's a reason for that though,
What's the reason?
because art is only ever made for money now.
Yeah, and well, I mean, it's become perverted in that
Right.
sense. So like, well, what's to say that's not the same thing won't happen to like civilization?
But if you're making art for art's sake, like some of the best shit you got was actually from like Soviet like era, or, like you know, under communist rule. You got some of the best art around.
Yeah, because they're fucking forced to fucking make art for their dictators.
No,
And
because they were actually given less restrictions than you would be under capitalism, in a sense.
what do you mean in the sense of like illegal like
No, because all right, so
inspirations?
so the government funds the art, right? They go like, here, all right, here's 50 million, make a movie. Here's what you can't talk about. You can't talk about the government. You can't talk about this, right? Hold on. That's it. Those are your obvious things you can't do. You have 50 million. Now go make a movie about anything you want, except for that bullshit. Obviously, the government shit.
Uh-huh.
Now make a movie here. Your confines are the movie has to be four quadrant. It has to make money. So how does a movie make money? You have to appeal to this person, this group, this group, this group, and then you have a board of people who are on your ass. You have to sell toys. You have to sell this, and so your movie, in a sense, is more censored because there are way
Well, it's
more.
only stifled by the individual's creativity, right? Because a creative person can overcome all those boundaries and still make a good movie, box
It's a
office
lot
hit.
harder. It's a lot harder than just
Of
don't
course,
talk
but
about this one thing that you may not have even wanted to talk about anyways.
of course, but the other on the flip side, I feel like the other one is kind of forced to appease a dictator, right? Like, because if you aren't going to do well, the worst that can happen is you'll be killed for it. The least that can happen is that you're never picked to make this, any sort of depiction of art for this person ever again, or
Right,
for
but
the
you
government
get
ever again.
crazier shit because you'd be giving artists insane budgets to make like passion projects, whereas here it's like you have to have proven that you can make money
I
before
mean,
you
I can
get
agree on
like.
that. I can agree on that. That if you're given like a outline of what you want, what they want, and you get like the right artist, and they also have that same vision, and they just go, you can have something really, really fucking good. But how can it be a passion project when it's like, say for example, like at the barrel of a gun?
Well, it's not at the barrel of a gun. it's literally just one rule. Like, don't
Because
don't
like
make
over
a
here,
political movie. That's it.
sure, but what if
I mean, yeah, that's all it means. That's the one rule: is don't make a movie
you're
criticizing us.
criticizing us? Yeah, yeah.
Whereas here,
Or
it's like you have like so many
the
more
only
barriers.
fear that they have over here is ostracization and failure of like making money. That's the only like
Yeah, but failure of making money is a whole host of things.
sure it can lead to death in the sense like whoever depending on who you deal with or who you are as a person, like offing yourself and all that shit. But that's based on you, the individual, not the government coming in, fucking putting a gun to your
Right,
head
right,
and
right.
being like,
But in deciding what art gets made, so the art that only gets made is the ones that
sure,
have
okay,
potential
yeah, okay, I
money.
can agree with you that it might stifle some fucking creative aspects of like,
I mean,
creative
there's
outlet.
ideas that'll never get out the door because it's useless monetarily.
Is that how you feel, Ross?
Yeah, to an extent, yeah.
So your scripts are more like geared towards
No,
like
no, no, no. I mean, no, no. I want to make money. What are you talking about? I love popcorn shit, but I'm just saying, like we are stagnated because we are bound by so many more rules.
So you're saying that like yourself, let's just take your own like work for example. You would do better. Your passion would come out more in Soviet Russia than over here.
No, I don't think I'm that good of an artist. I think if I were some like crazy kooky guy who they used to give money to in these types of countries, you'd get like insanely cool,
Well, I mean, to
innovative
be
shit.
fair, Ross, the knowledge. Yeah, to be fair, Ross, the knowledge that you have today would fucking be like crazy, like insane compared to like the knowledge that they had back then, in like the Soviet era. So the
Yeah,
work that
but these
you
people
would do
are
would be
redefining the
like,
art.
huh?
You know what I mean? These people were like redefining the art under,
Yeah, why can't you? You'd just be fucking taking some like
because
Scorsese films and
if
just
you do
being like,
something
look,
weird,
these are mine.
people don't like it, and they're gonna go, "Oh, we're not gonna give you money to make this. It's too weird. It's too
This
woke
is,
on you."
what is this hentai? What is this
Yeah,
anime?
what is this? You know what I'm saying? You get it. You get it. There's just way more. There are way more constraints
Yeah, I
to
understand
art,
where you're
to
getting. I
capital,
understand
to
where you're
art
getting.
in capitalism.
I understand where you're getting at, but like I still don't agree that so I feel like there's more opportunity over here for artists to have an outlet opposed to over there. Even if it's stuff like even if I don't like it, right? Like I'm not gonna
Sure.
be against like these like fucking like lefties fucking making like, their woke games. I'm not gonna support it, but I don't like care that they make yeah, I don't care that they make it. It's a tragedy that they've taken over the gaming industry, but it's not gonna like ruin my day or anything like that. Whereas
I
like,
guess have a good night.
all right, well, you
Later.
have a night. Whereas like over in like in Soviet Russia, it's like you wouldn't even get this woke crowd, right? Like you wouldn't even see them. Well, I mean, his whole Ross's whole argument is that capitalism versus communism for artists, right? Or like,
Well, it's not even. It's just more like I'm just purely talking about the barriers to art, or
sure,
the
both of
barriers
them. I
put on
mean,
art.
both of them
So
have barriers, but they're different in a sense. Like over here, you're kind of stifled because of monetary gain or monetary, what
right,
was
and
it,
that is
opportunities.
a whole host of things that is not. You're never gonna get like the great works because like literally the government would give like $100 million to some wacko to make a movie. You don't get that here.
Do you think that some of the greatest like films in history were political or no?
I mean, you could argue everything is political to an extent. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, sure, but like, like the films that were released in like uh,
The greatest movies. No, I don't think. I mean, I don't think you have to be political to be a great movie.
no, definitely not, but like what I'm saying is like those movies that like changed the world. Like like fucking what is yeah, like Citizen
Oh yeah,
Kane and
Citizen
stuff like
Kane is
that.
that's not political.
That's pretty political.
Is it? Is it? I don't know.
It's pretty political. It's about government overreach, essentially, into
I thought it was just about a rich sad guy.
well, they dress it up as that, but the whole point is the fact that there's government overreach into journalism, right?
Isn't it? Was it government? I forget.
It's probably it's. Hold on, let me look this up real quick.
He's not government though. He's just a fucking rich tycoon guy. I mean, it's technically just about capitalism bad, I think.
Or it was Citizen Kane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is considered a political film due to its exploration of power, media influence, and corruption through the life of a fictional newspaper magnate.
Yeah, it's not
Really?
government though.
Well, it's a political film, media
Well, yeah,
influence,
in
and
the sense that
corruption.
everything is political, but it's just about a rich guy in like media.
Oh, wait, so
It's a capitalism is bad, maybe. Yeah, it's political in that sense.
yeah, well, wealth can corrupt and lead to moral compromises with his political campaign promises highlighting this theme. So
Right.
he's using his wealth to get in the government to manipulate media or something like that, right?
Right, but the government has no role in the movie. I don't remember, at least.
Well, it was him trying to become the government.
Was it? I thought he was like a fucking rich newspaper guy.
I mean, Apple Podcast says it's one of the great political films of its time.
Yeah, but in the sense that like everything is political. It doesn't actually take place in the stage of politics, though.
Oh yeah, so Smiling Friends is political.
Yeah, probably you can find an episode of Smiling Friends that's too political.
They did comment on blackface. So.
Yeah, see, and some people would be like, "The great political episode of our times."
Yeah. Fucking what was your profile picture? Mr. What was his name?
Mr. Frog.
Yeah, Mr. Frog. His commentary on celebdom.
He's the best character. I mean, but speaking of, if we want to get political, one of the craziest parts of capitalism is that its most popular export is anti-capitalism.
Anti-capitalism?
Yeah. That's its most popular export, Atsu.
Like what countries? Like fucking China?
No, here. No, I'm saying what are our number one movies? Avatar. Number one movie of all time is Avatar. What is that movie about? Who's the bad guy in Avatar?
Sure.
It's us.
Sure.
Yeah, so we are the bad guys in our own fucking number one movie. Well, it's repackaging. It's sort of repackaging.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like who through the eyes of the viewer, right? Like, because most reviewers will say like, "Oh, we are the bad guys." Where like, it's like people like Lucas will be like, "Yeah, like we're the good guys."
Killing like those dirty blue guys.
those dirty bliggers.
Right, but like every popular movie is telling us that like nature is awesome and we're destroying ourselves, but then that story goes on to sell for billions of dollars and cycle
Sure,
keeps going.
Dude, Princess Mononoke did well, and we were supposed to be like the fucking evil fucking.
No, it's the Hunger Games. Name any number one movie, and we're probably the bad guys.
So you're saying that most people are just masochists?
No, I'm just saying
They're
one of the
self-hating.
best features, one of the most or nefarious features of capitalism is its biggest seller is anti-capitalism.
Sure. So you're saying that capitalism feeds into its own hate?
No, it's able to repackage its detractors and you
to
sell it.
make money off of them.
Yeah,
That's very capitalist.
its own criticism makes the most money,
Well,
which is pretty
now,
fucking crazy.
well, now you've seen it's unintended. Well, I don't know if it's unintended. Probably intended consequences of these fucking crazy fucking blue-haired bitches with like all the disorders you can think of.
Well, yeah, I mean, what about them?
Well, you don't think that's a fucking issue that like this whole
What is it? What do they affect? They don't affect anything.
what do
They
you
have no
mean? What do
power.
they affect? They fucking have the right to vote.
Yeah, so does the fucking everybody.
Yeah, that's an issue. There was like a
First of
fucking
all,
dude.
they're
There's a
so
clip.
crazy.
There's a
They probably
clip
don't even know.
online. There's a clip online on YouTube of a fucking chick that couldn't name 3 countries, including the United States, and she has the power to vote. Her vote
Yeah,
means
that
just
doesn't
as much as
surprise
yours.
me. That doesn't surprise me at all. So,
Yeah.
what do
So
you think? They
what's
should have like a literacy test?
no? They should do it by who fucking the original form of how you can vote is you have to fucking be able to serve in the military, conscription. If they're down for conscription, they can
Wait,
vote, which most women will not do.
so you're saying everyone it's mandatory enlistment again, or like everyone's enlisted?
Yeah, do the same thing that South Korea does
And Israel?
and Israel. Not to the
Yeah.
point, not to the point of Thailand though, because Thailand is fucking insane. Have you seen their conscription format?
No, what do they do?
So they have a lottery system. It's like the fucking most fucked up lottery system. So they round up all the boys within like the ages of like 18 to like 25 or something like that, right? And they bring them to town hall. And they have this huge box where they have all their names in a fucking lottery system. And they have the kids come up and like pull them out themselves. If they get hit, they have no choice but to get conscripted right on the spot. So
Oh,
they can't say
God,
like
dude.
bye to their fucking family or anything. They just get hauled off, and you just see them like fucking kicking and wailing, like just getting fucking hauled off by, like military members and shit
Dude,
by
that
their
is
family.
fucking wild.
And like, I'm pretty sure they still don't even get like full rights or anything like that. They just like are still like fucked.
That's fucking wild.
Not as bad as them, but like something like what South Korea
Excuse
does.
me.
Like when you turn 18, you have to serve a year in like the Army Reserve or something like that. And
Yeah.
if there is a war going on, you're fucked. But you have an option to opt out, right? It's not a mandatory conscription, and if you do opt out, then you lose the right to vote and determine where the future of this country is going because you're not willing to die for it. Like everyone in chat, I think it's only us 3, right? Yeah. So all of us, once we turned 18, signed a waiver to be for mandatory conscription. You know that, right?
Yeah, but that kind of dictates that like you're a war country, and what's most important is the fact that you understand war, kind of. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I mean the whole philosophical aspect is that you're willing to die for your country, so you should have a say for it, right? Like if you don't have any stake in the game, then why should you have an opinion?
Oh, yes, but I don't think that's like necessary.
Why not? Because then because the radical opposite of that is that anyone has a say, right? Even immigrants or illegal immigrants,
So
as
you
long
either
as
have
they're
to be
on this
willing to
soil.
die. You have to either be willing. What are you, fucking Jordan Peterson? You have to be
No, Jordan
willing to
Peterson.
die.
Jordan Peterson isn't even that extreme, dude.
Yeah, he
thinks that
says
as
if you're
long as
not,
you pay
you don't believe
yeah,
in something unless you're willing to die for it. Is
oh,
what
but
he
that's
said.
completely different. That's completely different. He's totally okay with as long as you pay your taxes, you can vote. Now he's like that type of fucking person.
No, but he says you don't believe in anything unless you are willing to die for it.
Yeah, that's so like ambiguous. No.
I never said I was a Christian.
Listen, fucking
You gotta work so hard in that debate and put him in a coma.
dude, it's the holes in his brain, all right.
Fucking
But
the
yeah, no,
Benzo boy.
but like not many people are this extreme because it would mean that it would cut out most. Like, it would probably cut out like 60 to 70% of actual voters right now because most
I
people
just
aren't
think it's.
willing
I
to
don't
die
think
for their
that's like
country.
what makes America good.
No, it's definitely not. But it's a way to fucking leech out like who's willing to fucking uh what's the word be involved in the future of the country that you're gonna fight for essentially.
Yeah, but you need both. You need both. You need the blue hair chick, and you need the fucking crazy guy
Sure,
who
but
shoots
why
anyone
can't
on their
they
lawn.
can't both be true, right? Like, why can't the blue haired chick fucking enlist and go fight for your country while still having
Because you
this?
ruin who the person is when you do that. It's not who they are.
So why would they have an opinion when they hate the country that they're in?
That's like
Their whole
saying.
point,
That's like
their whole
saying that.
point is to fucking destroy the country. Why would they have a say in it? Like that's the whole thing, Ross. In no civilization or nation in human history has there ever been a dissenter that has like been able to openly say that they hate the fucking nation or they hate the state and have that like
Because
publication.
fighting for your nation isn't the only way to love your country. That's just crazy. There are people who you don't want to kill someone, but they're happy to
Okay, I'll
give the
use
shit off their back to
sure I'll use the
help
extreme
another
example of
American.
what's going on right now in LA. You have these people riding in the street flying Mexican flags and burning American flags.
Are you talking about the
Okay?
Dodgers or the?
No. The fucking everything from the BLM riots all the way to the deportations to the Dodgers. Did we just get win? By the way, do we win
Dude,
World
are you
Series again?
kidding me? You didn't watch it?
No. What happened?
Dude, it was like the craziest game ever.
Yeah, didn't we? No, it
No,
was
it was
yesterday.
yesterday. Yeah, we
Yeah,
won.
no, all my neighbors were fucking like going ham right at
Oh,
like
dude, it was an insane.
10
I
p.m.
don't
It
even
was
like
fucking
baseball, and it was like the craziest game I've ever seen.
yeah, it was the best $700 million the fucking city's ever invested.
I mean, it's probably the best baseball game of the last like 30 years or some shit.
Oh yeah, Babe Ruth levels.
Yeah, it was insane. Fuck Canada. We crushed them.
Yeah. Cody, Cody was talking shit, and now he hasn't
Was
been
he?
around, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. It's LA, man. Go Doyers.
Doyers, two fucking Japs on the fucking team.
Yeah, I know. It's literally all like Japan essentially won the World Series.
It was the best 700 million the
Hey,
city's ever invested, dude.
those are our Japanese though. Those
Yeah,
are our
we own.
Japs.
Is they essentially LA essentially owns them.
Right. No, yeah, that dude, the pitcher, insane. Like,
Yamato or
yeah,
Yamamoto.
Yamato or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, he pitched the final game after he pitched like 2 whole games already.
Oh wow! If you type in World Series on Google, they have their own little like emote page for the search page. It's like fucking like fireworks going off on the side of your screen, just for the World Series fucking search.
Honestly, I'm surprised LA like isn't in flames right now after that game because it was like so good.
Apparently, there was horseback cops beating people with wooden swords.
Yeah. Thank God for those guys.
Apparently, that was like a little gesture, a fun little gesture to Japanese fucking horse cops.
I'll never understand that shit where they're like, "Oh, we won, so let's destroy our fucking city."
Well, Ross, you don't think that like getting so inebriated that you're just fucking lighting shit on fire is fun?
Not if it's like destroying the city I'm apparently celebrating.
What if it's your house?
Well, then yeah, do whatever you want.
Yeah. A lot of these people aren't from the city. That's the thing, dude. A lot of these people are like from like the fucking Inland Empire or like like fucking like the Valley and shit, and they all come to downtown to celebrate and watch the game, and then burn it down and go
Right.
back home after. And the people that live
True.
there are supposed to like are left to like clean up afterwards, essentially.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Yeah, I'm surprised. So the EVT apocalypse, right?
Yeah, isn't that supposed to be going on?
Dude, it's is it Sunday or it's Monday now? It's supposed to be today. It's supposed to be like in effect now because
I thought it
I
went. I
don't.
thought it was November 1st.
Well, they don't give out, or at least I don't think government entities or government offices are open on the weekends, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because
Yes,
banks
it's
aren't open
today.
on the weekends, so I don't think people get paid on the weekends. So today's like the technical first of the month, which is it's supposed to hit their accounts today, but it's not.
So what's this thing? Like they have the money, they just don't want to do it. They're just like holding
No,
it
they have
hostage.
so the contingency funds is I think half of what's needed to fund just 1 month of the welfare system,
シュ
which is like
そこ
I
に
think
いる
they have like 6 billion or something like that in contingency funds, and that's only
Yeah,
worth like 2 to 3 weeks worth of like funding for the nation.
yeah, but why don't they
So
just do that?
because it still wouldn't solve the issue of the government shutdown. Like it's still going to be shut down afterwards, and now
Right, but like they're
after the
supposed
three
to
weeks
still
passed.
fund. They're supposed to still fund EBT or whatever or SNAP.
Yeah, but that's because so the government or the judge order to the Trump administration was to fund it one way or another, either using contingency funds or coming to a some sort of like
So they
resolution
ruled on
just
that.
for what?
They ruled on that.
Yeah. So they ruled in favor of funding
Right.
the program, but it's just for the program, just for that program. Like not every other welfare program that is affected by the government's shutdown.
Right.
So now they have to go back in session and talk to the Democrats and be like, look, what do we need to come to the conclusion? Or like, what deal do we need to make to fund SNAP? Uh, like what the SNAP welfare programs, like specifically that. And that gives Democrats another leverage to be like, well, we want this in the bill, right? And it's just not
Right.
going to go anywhere. So even if they fund it with the contingency plan, after 3 weeks, it's going to still be in limbo. And that's why a lot of people have
Why
been
are they
saying,
so
yeah,
hard set on not giving people what you call it, healthcare or whatever it is?
the whole thing, what is it called? I forgot what the bill's name was, but it was put into place during Biden.
Affordable care? Is it affordable care?
But it's the Biden version. It's the one that came out in 2020.
Because they're saying it's yeah, right, Affordable Care Act, I think.
Yeah. So it's the Biden version, or it's not Obamacare, right? It's just Affordable Care
It
Act.
might be Obamacare.
It was one of those two. It's one of the two.
He's
Yeah,
calling it
yeah.
Obamacare, but he's also obsessed with Obama. So
Yeah, well, one of the two. I'm so like lost on like all these like healthcare acts, but like
yeah,
it's
right.
one of the two, right? That they extended during 2020 during Biden's administration, and the issue is that when they extended it, they could have passed a resolution to extend it indefinitely, right? But they didn't. They fucking chose to only do 5 years, so they knew that it was going to be up during the
こ
next
こに置いて
president's
くなんて
term. And what that made what that put in place is that if Biden was reelected, they already knew that it was going to be re-signed, right? If Trump was in office, they knew that they could use that as a form of leverage to shut down the government or do whatever to get what they wanted. And now they're using that card and saying that it's the Republicans' fault for not funding it, right? But
But if
back
they're gonna get rid of it, what are they? They're not gonna replace it with anything. Like
no,
if they're, I mean,
what would they
if
replace
you're
it
the
with?
Republican, you got to at least offer like a better alternative to
What's
before
the
you get rid
replace?
of.
What's the
If you can get rid
replacement
of,
going to be?
well, yeah, shouldn't you come to the table with that before you just get rid of like 20 million people's healthcare?
Not necessarily. I mean, why would
What?
you? Because yeah, not why would you? Dude, healthcare isn't like a right. Yeah, healthcare
Well,
isn't like
I mean,
a human right. You know, like there's fucking people out there, even with the Affordable Care Act, that don't have insurance or
right,
healthcare
but
insurance.
I mean, sure, they're just saying
It's
the
an
fuck that,
so it's
fuck
not
those
so
people,
what
but
I'm trying to say is it's not mandatory. It's not like people aren't mandatory. Like people don't have to have healthcare insurance or it's not a mandatory option. You can always opt out to having it, which makes it not. the government's liability for people who have healthcare insurance. It's just more of like moral standards, I guess, or I guess like good versus like bad. At this point, it's like, oh, it's like good that you're giving out free healthcare. Where's the money coming from? It's bad that you're taking away, but it's probably going to save the government more money, or
Right.
in
But like,
return us more money.
right. But we're seeing what these people spend money on, and it's hasn't been anything great. So.
Well, right now, yeah, dude. The fucking
What do you think of the
you want to get
ballroom?
yourself some fucking new J's, some fucking new fucking Air
What do you make
Dunks.
of what do you make of the ballroom, Matsu?
What about it?
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what about it?
Like, what do you think that's about?
I don't know. I haven't really read into it, but the fact that he was going to call it the Monica Lewinsky Ballroom, pretty fucking based.
That is,
Yeah.
that is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, what was it? It was the Lincoln. It was the Lincoln Ballroom or something like that.
I don't know, but I just know it's like it's all funded by tech bros, which is immediately sets my alarms off.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, we're heading towards a technocracy. Technocracy.
Democracy.
Yeah.
I mean, some
Yeah.
people think it's literally they're making a data center.
The ballroom's a data center.
Well, yeah, dude. What
Bro.
is it? What ballroom costs 300 million? Like,
Dude, the Monica Lewinsky Ballroom, man. You gotta fucking dedicate it
and
to
like
survivors.
they're demolishing the entire. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking data might be a fucking underground data center, and then they
So
just
you're
build the
thinking that
ballroom.
the top is gonna be like a fucking shady like a Chinese fucking Chinese
Yeah,
restaurant
because why else
money
would these
laundering front?
people? What does Mark Zuckerberg get out of it? You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck would he do? These people don't care about anybody else but themselves.
Sure,
So
but
why?
they have
When do
so
they
much
ever?
money. They have so much money to fucking burn, dude. And like just to be in the good
Yeah.
graces of the world leader.
Whenever do they do that though?
They do that with fucking the Saudis. They do that with the fucking
Not to the tune of like hundreds of millions though.
kind of. I mean, dude, they fucking have a. So, are you familiar with? You're familiar with how the Saudis bought out E8, right?
Wasn't that through Kushner or some shit?
Something like that. But you're familiar with them buying them out, right?
Yeah.
So, the Saudis recently just bought out a portion of UFC as well, and Mark Zuckerberg is the middleman to that negotiation. So Mark Zuckerberg actually owns a part of the UFC, like stocks in the UFC, and like he's like a part owner now. So all
Wait.
these
So
tech bros are like getting their hands into like everything that like is trending right now, if that makes sense. And they're using
okay.
essentially Saudi like connections and money to
Well,
do all that because they have their
decide what trends though?
kind of not really. I mean, like so with the whole like UFC thing, right now, MMA is making more money than boxing. As fucking funny as it is, like boxers individually make more money still, like by like tens of millions of dollars more. But as an organization as a whole, the UFC is single-handedly making more money than every single boxing organization
I
per
guess.
year.
Later.
Oh,
Nice, Zach.
Zach was here the whole time.
Yeah, he was just just fucking beating off in the back. Mm-hmm.
You guys don't play Helldivers anymore?
Yeah, Tark's fucking beamed in, dude. He got to get the plats.
I heard it's more broken than I heard. Helldivers is like the most broken game. I remember I stopped playing. I stopped playing because it was broken, and then like they never fixed it. It sounds like they never fixed it, or they broke it in new ways, or like the game's always broken.
Break your mom.
Brothers broke.
うん Wait, did I tell you about Brothers Bent?
Maybe 100 times.
Yeah, there we go.
Bet Brothers.
Still won't listen to them, huh, Ross?
I don't like it just from the title.
Yeah, I know. You still won't listen to Sabretooth Zombie just from that one song I fucking recommended.
I'll listen to that.
You'll listen to Sabretooth Zombie, but you won't
Oh.
listen to Brothers Bent.
But I just don't like the title. I
I
don't
know
like the
you
name.
don't like the title, but you're okay with Sabretooth Zombie.
Yeah, that's a cool title. Brothers Bent sounds like, I don't know what it sounds like, but it's not good.
Like a YN. What's really funny is they only had one black guy in the whole group, and he was like the most like lyrical of them all. Like he tried using like a lot of like big words and very little ebonics.
And they bent him over for that.
Yeah, they boogied him down, man.
Boogie down. How many endings you get in that Silent Hill, Terry?
Is that do they have like safeguards against that? Or it's like the decision for like the ending of the game is like goes like super early. Gotcha. Yeah, those developers, you know, they're fucking getting real smart nowadays.
It's true. Would you say it's worth playing second time? Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So is there like a happy ending to this, or is it just all like kind of? No, very very approving father.
Yeah, it's your husband. You cook him. Essentially, the happy ending is the cook ending.
Wait, so what is this? Is he like a bad husband? That's like the whole.
No,
Like,
she just doesn't want to marry. She's a feminist.
oh, so he's a good guy. He's a good guy, but she just doesn't. And they got the woke. They got the woke.
You're
treatment.
saying. I mean, how could it not be? The entire plot is like feminist. Yeah. Or she say the Japanese version? Like completely different.
It's completely different.
But also, I mean, still the entire plot is pretty. Well, it makes sense by that point. I mean, that doesn't really change the thematics of the game.
Have you?
I mean, there's still those magazines. Like the one that struck me the most is like all the magazines are like how to be a good wife or whatever, how to be a good woman.
この写真
Like that shit. I was like,
なん
oh
か見
wow,
たことある
like
気
they're
がす
going
る
pretty hard right out the gate.
思い出せない
I will say that scene when you go to like the traditional wedding or whatever, like the first time, like when you like get your arm chopped off and shit. That was wild. Yeah, the vibe, the music, it was fucking great. Yeah, I agree. I
You gonna
agree.
do another Game Awards stream this year? When
you
is
gonna
it?
do
When is it? Is it the end of this month or
December.
December. December when?
I think it's like mid-December, like December 12th or some shit.
Oh, okay.
They haven't announced the nominees, but I think everyone knows what's gonna win. So yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed.
What's its what would be the runner up for that? Do you think the Gaiden is gonna place?
It's not even gonna place. No.
Oh, dude.
It's the only other thing, because you have to take into account who votes these things.
IGN.
Well, I mean, the runner-up would be Silk Song. It's not very Oscar-y.
Well,
It's
you
still
never know,
indie.
dude. Dispatch is still on. I think episode 4 out of 8. They might just be
Still
taking
might
the
be
Game
included.
Awards, man.
I don't think so. I think it's like it's far and away Claire Obscure, but then it's probably Silk Song after that. To these people.
To these people.
To these, it's, they love everyone loves an indie winner.
Yeah, yeah. You don't think Battlefield is gonna place up there,
No,
dude? Not a big Battlefield guy.
I'm not. Dude, I can't get into multiplayer games anymore.
So you just don't play any multiplayer game? You just only
No,
RPG and
only single player shit, really.
you, Ross. You're such a fucking savant. So avant garde.
I'm not. They're not good anymore, dude. I mean, I mean, I did play the shit out of
Helldivers is pretty
Helldivers.
multiplayer, man.
Yeah, that was good. But Helldivers is also PvE, so it's not really multiplayer.
Yeah, I actually do prefer more sandbox games like that rather than like competitive like Battlefield, like Call of Duty, shit like that. Like I
They
don't
kind
really.
of took the fun out of multiplayer games in favor of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I guess competitiveness.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what makes money, right? Like competitive gaming is what makes money at the moment. So it's
Yeah,
like if they
it's like
get a bunch of kids fucking hooked on like adrenaline fuel and they just have to get the coolest skins,
yeah. There's no everything is so like finely tuned. You can't have like a Halo where there's like crazy moments and like fun
Well,
shit would happen.
I think the last game that they made where it was like still somewhat competitive but fun. Do you guys remember the what was it? Was it called Payday? It was a very old title. I think it was
Yeah, I
like
remember Payday.
it was just like super wacky and like it was just very fun. Like they had like both like a competitive like PvP and a PV. I think the game like the storyline was PvE or something. It was like a dual
Where you rob banks. Payday is where you rob banks.
was that I'm thinking about the one where it's like multiplayer. And it had to do with guns. I don't know if it was with robbing banks or just like going around killing people, but it was like a PS2 title, right?
Oh,
Like a PS3
PS2.
type, yeah, PS3 title or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, one of those games. I guess it just gave more like freedom, whereas right now everything, like you said, is like so fine tailored to like a specific like
Yeah. And like
aspect of a
it's all
game.
about like time to kill is literally like a 2 millisecond. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
where's the fun, man? Just give me some fun, all too.
Well, did you ever like the Borderlands games?
No, never.
Dude, those were like the best when you were fucking like coming back and you just like got back from like a party and you're like with a friend, you just like toss that on.
I was more of a Destiny man, which is like kind of like Borderlands.
But by yourself.
No, I'd play with friends.
Oh yeah, is Destiny multiplayer too?
Yeah. Yeah, I play with Brett, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said bread for a second. Brett,
Yeah, right. Terry's friend of me.
frenemy, his political arch nemesis.
Yes. These guys are arch enemies over there. Never seen someone rile Terry up so much he like texts me a side like a side text. Alright, hold on. I gotta go change some underwear. I'll be right back. We'll get back to
Change
this.
underwear.
I'll change a little underwear, dog. Change your
What,
diaper.
you just splooge in your underwear or just like fucking
Yeah.
sharp?
I gotta change some 102-year-old diapers right now.
Dude.
I'll be right back.
ここ
Yeah, I mean, people like
本当に私の家
Brett,
なの
because I've definitely had friends like that as well. They just like to play devil's advocate, challenge you, stuff like that. Mhm. Yeah, but like what, both of your friends, right? Well, I mean, I guess yeah, I mean, mhm. Well, I mean, dude, it kind of sounds. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, it kind of just sounds like he doesn't really know you. I don't know what your relationship with. Yeah, but when was the last time you hung out with him? Well, when was the last time you hung out with him? Yeah, so not someone that you frequently hang out with, right? like that same type of person in my book would probably be like someone like RJ or like someone from that like. So that's what I'm trying to like place like Brett in like your like friends group is like probably like my version of RJ, and like, well, yeah, I mean he likes to. That's what I'm saying. He likes to play devil's advocate. He likes to challenge people, right? Well, it kind of sounds like it if he's willfully, misinterpreting or like taking what you're saying. Kind of. I just look at it as taking the other side, just for like the thrill of argument. Sure, so does RJ. I mean, like RJ fucking sits there and thinks that like the government is like fucking this like precious fucking it can do no harm, even though like if you would bring up like all these like projects and like all these fucking like what is it called I guess cases of like the government actually like doing like horrendous shit. Like he would just like push that aside and just to prove his point. He just likes to win arguments essentially. That's kind of what I see like with devil's advocate as well as like a person just arguing just for the sake of it. They don't really believe in. Hmm. That's- huh. I mean, the only way that you can change that is by hanging out with them, like, on a consistent basis or talking to them on a consistent basis. I don't really know how, like, well, yeah, I mean, if you don't value him as a, I guess, a good friend, it's like someone that can like uplift you or like, you're being around, you can like actually like converse with, then what's the point, right? Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like if I had to like compare with people like in a that I feel similarly to, it would probably be like Jordan, like Jordy or like Jordan or like someone like that because and they haven't said like super egregious shit to me, but it's just like I can't there's nothing that I like there's no point that I side with them. Everything is going to turn out to be an argument or like some sort of debate. It's like there's nothing that we can get behind, so it's like I'm just essentially wasting my time, like talking to them. But they always say, people say, you change every 10 years, right? Like your mentality, ideology, your philosophy, it usually does change every 10 years. So who knows? Maybe like Brett within the next decade changes his mind, or even you change your mind, whichever way it goes. Mhm. Well, is he a gamer? Uh-huh. You don't think that's just his competitive nature? Because whether it becomes well, that can also come from like a competitive like personality, right? Like you got one up on him, so he feels that he has to get one up on you. Hold on. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about like the competitive nature in the sense of like, because it can be anything, right? It can be over women, it can be over a simple joke, it can be over political ideologies, whatever it may be. It's if the person is constantly trying to get one over you, then it's always going to be this combative or competitive scenario that you're always going to be in.
We're still talking about Brett. Are we still talking about Brett?
Yeah, how's the poop cleaning, bro?
Ooh, it went real smooth.
Yeah, you get inside the creases.
No brown, only yellow.
That's so gross.
Kept it mellow.
Did you at least put on some gloves this time?
I always
Oh no. You gotta go in raw sometimes, dude. It's
no,
that
no.
fucking it's that 4 a.m. fucking call. And you just
I'm never going in raw.
yeah, I mean, you know, the way I look at it is some people are just like competitive by nature and it can be out of pettiness, it can be out of like, like athleticism, whatever it may be. Mhm.
You don't think you've got a little thing against him too? Right. But a lot of people say stupid shit to you, but I feel like you're very sensitive to when he says stupid shit. I mean, I say stupid shit to you all the time. Right. Well, yeah, but I mean, but you're assuming malice with Brett. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know Brett that well, so sure. But Brett's also a little slow, right? I think he said it. I think he. Didn't he say he's autistic? Right. I didn't even know
It
that.
could just mean that you're just always out of pocket. Like people, certain people, like okay, for example, Cole, right? When he gets any sort of like any bit of alcohol, it can be one beer, two beers, or like a fucking whole bottle. He says a bunch of shit that you just shouldn't say out in open. You know, like whether it be
Right.
like secrets to like just like personal situations to like insults, whatever it may be. His filter just leaves his body. Yeah, some people are just born like that, and a lot of people will call that like uh I guess antisocial behavior or like social anxiety or like whatever. When you just say shit out of pocket. I don't know who Brett is, but if he's someone like that, it could be like I guess more of like a mental, not like all the way to a mental disorder, but like something
I
going on.
never would have known he was autistic if he didn't say that though. Right, but he took that as you saying like I'm not autistic like you or something like that. That's what he thought you were implying. Though. Right. 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 Right.
Well, if you're, the whole thing is if you're gay, every gay joke is a slight to you, right? Or if you're trans, every trans
Sure.
joke is a slight to you.
Right. Right. Well, you give him shit too, though. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, but you also give him a fair amount of shit. At least, well, at least from my perspective, I came in as like everyone knew each other, and I was sort of the new guy, and so everyone would like make fun of Brett, including you. He would always make like Brett jokes, and so
Wait, so
like
was he like the group lolcow? Like I don't get the dynamic.
kind of, yeah.
So he already had.
Well, I don't like, yeah, yeah.
Is that serious, huh, Ross?
I just don't. I don't like playing with like games with people. Like sometimes like I just want to sit down and like play a game for like let's say 5 minutes, and I'll get involved in like a whole thing, and then Brett
So
would
what, you
just
don't you
join
don't
my
like
game.
the Leroy
Brett would
Jenkins?
just Brett would just join my game sometimes, like, and then I'd be like, well, shit, do I have to like hang out with him? Like,
Ross, you felt obligated.
well, yeah, you got. I mean, you can't just like leave someone hanging.
Of course you can. You just felt obligated because you're a nice guy.
All right, but yeah, anyways, Brett got just super drunk one time when we were playing like the hardest thing to do in the game, where you need like perfect coordination. And there was also a stranger that was like helping us, and like the stranger was like, "I just can't do it because Brett's here." Yeah, he was like, "I can't do this anymore."
Wait, if he bailed, why couldn't you?
Yeah, that was funny. But like even before then, there was like breading. We had breading was like a meme in the chat. Yeah, no, he was. I feel like he got picked on. Everyone gets picked on to an extent. I mean, I don't know if he's going that far. No, there's plenty of people that stream games that aren't gamers. It's not. It doesn't mean they're grifters. I think you two take. Something's going on. It's deeper. Was
Ooh.
that what he said? Yeah, but he
Wait,
didn't.
why isn't Brit in this Discord?
You might be. Yeah, you might be.
Why the fuck did he ever fucking chime in? Yeah, that's cool. I
You
just
ever
wanna,
talk
I want to hear
to?
this. I want to hear this like in person.
Did you ever talk to Bonway? How's he doing? Wait, what? For real? When did he get a PS5? Dang. Do I think he's a little bit of a pud for the way he left the group chat?
What is-
Right. Yeah, but he would go at you almost as hard as Brett in a weird way. Like, where they're coming from. I want to help you out, even though I'm tearing you down, kind of thing.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. So I'm trying to like envision this as the someone in here. Say for example, Cody. Like how abrasive, like to like on a scale of like not abrasive to Cody.
Which one? Which one?
I mean Brett or what's the
Uh,
other one?
right.
What you say something about Trump?
Oh, so Brett got the private sidebars. Oh, that's interesting. See,
Wait, how did you meet Brett? Because Ross came in afterwards, right? You were? Yeah. Well, wait. So he was Gabe's friend. Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
Was this in high school? Okay,
Ross,
because
do you know Gabe?
I have a Brett story that like was also in high school when I met him.
Yeah. Wait, do you know Gabe Fewer, Ross?
No, no.
Okay. That whole group was just like, yeah, yeah, Gabe and his sister. So I was more friends with his sister rather than Gabe, but Gabe was like our like yeah talk. She was awesome, but what was it? Gabe was like our drug dealer essentially, cause like through like proxy of like talk, like so like she would just like go and like get like like eighths or like fucking quads from her brother, and just like come smoke us out. But that whole group, dude, like fucking what was that fucking brickhead's name? Dean? Was it Dean or Dan or
Dean,
fucking it-
Jimmy Dean.
I I I I don't know, but he was like he became a huge coke dealer. He essentially I think he's like went to jail for a little bit for like wrongful death or something like that. His girlfriend like overdosed and he like went to jail. This is like straight out of high school.
Jesus.
Yeah, but that was like my whole like vision of like that group. Like Gabe was cool, but like I knew him through his sister and Cody, Demery. So that was like my like only like connection to Gabe.
Isn't it crazy? We all know high school kids who died, and now we're like 30, 35 or some shit.
Yeah.
30.
お父さんにいつもいじめられてるって思ってる。
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
そんなこと。確かに。お
Sad
父
shit.
さんはちょいと短気な人
Yeah,
だけ
well, I
ど
mean, someone there always has to
娘
be
の前ではいい格
someone to
好が
play
したい
that
だけ
role.
の
Someone
照
has
れ
to
屋な
always
人なんだよ。
Someone has to die.
あんなに怒鳴
well,
った
yeah,
り物を投
for
げつけたり
others
し
to
てき
kind
た
of
の
like
ね。
see like, oh, hey, maybe we don't want that.
We gotta learn a lesson
Otosan
from
wa
this.
ne.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
I mean, how else do
ずっと
you like,
夢が
if
あ
you
っ
don't
た
have
の。
anything that's like close to you that like you like for example, like the reason I
君と
didn't like
友達
join
で
like gangs and stuff
小
is
さなお
because of
店を
like,
持ちたいって。
watching my friends fall prey to that shit. So it's like, oh, I don't want that for me. Like,
right.
そう。
I mean, I never got offered to join a gang, so
Yeah, but Ross, you were never into like hip like that culture. Like you never
never
that
got
shit
never got the
never, like
maybe I wanted to be on too. I never got invited.
maybe, dude. I mean, there's fucking,
I could have
in
popped a
Westwood,
guy. Maybe I could pop a guy.
お
dude,
父
in
さんに
Westwood they
は
had
仲
in
のいい
Westwood
お
they
友
had
達
these
がい
like
てね。
Persian Jewish gangs.
船
It
に
was pretty
乗った
wild, dude.
頃か
The
ら楽し
They all,
PJs.
yeah, dude. They
弟み
fucking
たい
they
に
all
可
had
愛い
fucking
って
Mercedes
い
and
つも
Beamers
言っ
and
て
shit,
た。
dude.
I knew some PJ who like murdered his girlfriend.
でもね、
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They're
何
fucking
かあっ
crazy
た
over
んだ
there.
ろうね。
Yeah.
急に
The Westwood
お
fucking
父さんが貯めてたお
Westwood
金
gang,
全
dude.
部持って
Yeah, dude.
逃げちゃった。
Those guys were crazy.
きっと
Yeah.
どうしようも
Well,
な
it's
い理
because
由
the
があ
amount
っ
of
たん
money
だ
that
ろう
they
ね。
had to just like expend.
悪い
They
人
could
に
just
は
be like,
見え
"Hey,
なかったか
Habibi, I
ら。
need a gun." And like, they're like a gun.
お父さん、それですごく傷ついてね。
Right, their fucking uncle has like 8 gold AK-47s and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, like,
Also,
yeah.
the fucking Armenians, dude. Ross, do you use a delivery service for
い
weed,
つ
or
も
do you still
私
go
に
to the
は
store?
謝ってくれたよ。でもね、
I go to the
子
store,
供
but
に
I've
は
used a delivery
弱い
service
父
for
親の姿
shrooms,
を見せたく
and
な
it's
い
just
か
like a
らっ
Mexican
て。
guy drove over.
男の人
Yeah.
はプライドが
You
高い
fucking
か
actually
ら。
like bought. Oh, well, I
だ
mean,
か
I
らっ
guess
て、家
Tark,
族
you've
を
done
傷
that
つ
as
け
well,
ていい
right?
わけが
Bought
ない。
mushrooms off of bought like shrooms off of like an
ひな
app
子
or
は
like a
き
website or
っ
something.
と家に入ると女は男
Yeah,
に
yeah,
虐げ
yeah.
られるっ
Like
て
in like
そう思い込んじゃってるんだ
yeah,
ろうね。
in Minecraft.
でも
Yeah.
ね、
But they're like in
あ
like
んた
edible
が
like
思っ
chocolates
てる
and
ほ
stuff. Like
ど
they're like
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
that's
did
like
the same
母さ
thing.
cookies.
ん
Yeah,
も
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they
Okay.
sell
弱くは
they
ない
sell
んだ
like
よ。
the real things too.
お父さんなん
Like
て
actual caps.
娘の前では
Yeah.
かっこつけて威張ってるけ
See,
ど、
I've seen that in
あんた
Amsterdam
た
where
ちが
you
いな
go
い
into a
時は
coffee
全
shop
然
and it'll
違
just
う
be
んだ
like
から。
you just see like fat caps and like fucking like plastic containers and
以
shit.
前、
Like actual like
お
caps and
母
shit.
さんとお父
Yeah,
さ
yeah,
ん、
yeah.
大喧嘩した
Man,
ことがある
we're
の。
really moving forward, right? Fucking.
Yeah, you can get everything now except for like heroin.
知らない。
Well, I think it's class.
そん
What
な
is
こ
it?
とあっ
Class
たの。
3. It lists like heroin, cocaine,
お
fentanyl,
母さん、お
like
父
prescription drugs,
徹底的
stuff
に
like
無
that.
視してやったよ。
Yeah.
あんたたちがいる前では普通に振る舞ってたけどね。
Yeah, there was an era in like 2015 or 2016 where the cartel actually took over like I want to say 90% of drug sales in Los Angeles. So they centralized it to kind of like an Uber platform where you called this one number. It was always the different Mexican dude that showed up, spoke no fucking English, right? It was like always on point, always the same product. Like there's no fuss about it. And it was like this like Uber Eats like drugs. It was pretty
That's
wild.
kinda tight.
It was really nice, but like they
What
got,
what
you
like
know,
a hard service to run though, because you can get like popped at any moment. You know what I mean?
dude,
Like,
that's why they use fucking immigrants. These people like that spoke zero English, were definitely here illegally, and this is like the only form of like income that they had. You know, they weren't like gangbangers or anything. They were like straight up like Mexicans that you'd find at like Home Depot.
娘のお前に心配かけたのは
that's so
It was like-
that's so sketch.
Dude, it was like this weird centralized system where it's like, because I found out about it through so we called it like plan B, which is if obviously you're a normal plugged in answer at like fucking like 4 in the morning, then you're gonna call these guys because they were 24/7. They would drive anywhere, and they didn't ask any questions. I think I've used them like once or twice. And every time it was a different fucking guy. And every single time my friends used it, they're like, yeah, dude, it's like you don't ever like know who's behind the phone. You don't ever know who's gonna come fucking serve it to you. It could be a cop just like showing up. You wouldn't know.
Right.
And it was like such a gamble, but it worked so well for like the time it lasted.
It's probably still around, right?
話してくれて
Different number, but I would assume that the same organization like that was behind it still like do shit like that, you know, like do like dispatch calls where like they're just sending out like, because right now what they do is they just have different people in different cities hold on to like a bunch of product, right? They'll like buy out a trap house, they'll fill it with product, have like a fucking like inconspicuous family or like someone that works for them or on their payroll stay
Yeah.
there, and then have just like the what was it called, the drivers come up, pick it up, and then just like drive it out.
Right.
So it's not like individual dealers nowadays.
It's like a central like hub.
Yeah, it's like a hub. It's like a fucking drug hub, dude. That's what. Did you hear about LAX?
No.
Go on Google and type in LAX, like world hub, like world like hub for cocaine or like drugs or whatever. It's like the world export. It's like the biggest exporting hub for drugs or something, or port for hubs.
LAX?
LAX. Like there's like people like in in corporate positions and positions of power in LAX that are like under the cartel's payroll, apparently.
きっと役に立つ
And, like TSA and like all that shit.
Well, I guess it all has to come in somehow.
The Venezuelan
LA
boats, dude. The Venezuelan boats.
How LA became the cartel's global distribution center.
Yep. LA is literally the like Amazon fucking shipping department for drugs. Like there's drugs that can be found in like I think like Central Europe or like East Europe from like LAX. Like shit just like travels around the world. It's insane.
That is fucking crazy.
Yep, they take it over, man. They took our gerbs.
It seems like so many like unsure cogs in that wheel to sell drugs that it's like.
What do you mean unsure cogs?
I mean, like LAX, like if you're depending on so much of your shit to get through LAX, that's like pretty risky.
Yeah, but you know that the shit that they seize, like that is seized each year, is only 30% of the product that gets actually like through
Right. But
security.
it's still 30%. That's like.
I mean, yeah, but the other 70%, that's like where they're making the money. So they understand they take into account the
Right.
cost of like, you know, the
Right.
losses and all that
Of
shit.
doing business.
Yep. So, they're saying, okay, 30% off, like, whatever. We're gonna fucking get still like $10 billion.
Coke is like not that good. It's not worth all this shit.
And you've never even done Coke.
Don't Coke.
You've done Coke like maybe like once.
Yeah, I couldn't.
In
GTA.
fucking,
I couldn't
in
even get
Minecraft.
a GTA boner. I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
the
I'm
whole-
never doing this
That's
again.
the whole point, dude. That's why fucking Coke. That's why, like, GTA cocaine. You gotta fucking do it with alcohol.
Well, maybe next time.
Maybe next time. What? Did you fucking do what with that fucking escort?
Yeah. I haven't talked to her in a long time.
Yeah, I did.
I haven't talked to her in a long time, Matsu.
How much did you pay it, Ross?
I didn't pay. I didn't give him a cent.
No, not her. The fucking drug, dude.
How much did I pay for the drug?
Yeah, did you get it for free?
I got it for free.
No, dude. That's why. That's why it was fucking bad shit.
No, I got it from that one. I did. I mean, it wasn't from the escort when I did it.
Who'd you get it from?
I just did it with some other chick.
Oh my god! Look at you. That's
Lived in,
saying.
like, the
That's what I'm
Hollywood
talking about.
Hills. That was like a
This
Hollywood
fucking
Hills.
serial dater over here.
Man, this is way this is not bad.
Okay, so this wasn't recent.
It's like maybe by now this had to be like, gee, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5
Yeah,
years ago.
this is another escort.
No, it's just a regular citizen.
Fucking,
Maybe 4 years ago.
yeah, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna say that like the quality of cocaine has dropped, but I would argue that each year or at least each decade, there's gonna be some sort of like difference. Especially
It's
if
just
you're gonna
gross,
compare
dude.
from like,
You gotta snort it and then you feel it in the fucking, you gotta taste it, and then like, it's just not fun to do.
dude, that's like what most people love is that chemical taste. I fucking love
Ugh.
that chemical taste, dude. That's just nice.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
gag?
dumb.
I bet you gag, huh?
Like, did I gag on it?
Yeah.
No,
The drip comes down, you're just like, eh.
no, I didn't have a problem with it, but it wasn't. I didn't like it. It wasn't like this is like worth doing again.
Yeah, probably because you guys are fucking paying out the wazoo for it.
I didn't pay a fucking cent.
I know you didn't pay a cent, but these people are paying fucking like $100 a gram for like this shit, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, Atsu. GTA. GTA.
100 grams $1.
It ruined my night. It ruined my night, Atsu.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I understand that you couldn't get it up because of it, but like,
In GTA. I mean, it's partly true.
it was hard, man. It was a
It's partly
struggle.
true. It was a bit, you had to jellyfish it a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta shove it in there.
You got jellyfish it.
Oh man, yeah. Well, cocaine constricts your. I'm sorry for saying the full word. White constricts your blood vessels. So even if you tried, like like forcefully tried, your veins are constricted, so you can't pump like blood.
Right.
That's like the
Must
big
be.
issue with like white and your heart, because if you have a bad heart and it constricts blood flow, then you're fucked. You're gonna go into like cardiac arrest. But yeah, so that's like one way of like guaranteeing that I have a pretty genetically good heart. I don't know how it is now, but like I survived a pretty good amount of stints, so I think I can handle somewhat. But that's why when I asked, or I don't know if you remember Ross, but this was like months ago. I was asking about because someone brought up. I think Corpse was bringing up Viagra or like fucking dick pills.
Yeah.
It's
Didn't he
like,
say
okay,
he would
well,
like cut it with his coke or something?
no, he was saying that he would get shit faced and then take it. And I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
that's pretty normal, but
Yeah.
wouldn't like because dick pills are supposed to enlarge your veins, right, or like blood flow.
Right.
So that would be counteracting what the cocaine does. So technically, it would
But what does
work hand in
drinking
hand.
do? Is drinking and cocaine do the same thing?
No, well, your dick. If you have whiskey dick and you take cocaine, there's no coming back.
Right, right. Hold on. But drinking.
Makes your body less responsive. So like even if you're like
No, but it does something to you. I think it constricts your blood vessels too.
uh I don't know. I've never heard that. I thought it
Because
was the
you
opposite.
can't
No, I
drink.
thought it was the opposite. I thought it thins your blood.
Oh, yeah, I guess it thins your blood. But isn't it the same thing as constricting
Thinning your no, constricting is so that you
the
don't get
vessels?
yeah, so it cuts off circulation essentially.
Right. Whereas what does
So like
thinning the blood do?
thinning their blood, it makes it so that your blood's constantly flowing. Like it's easier for it to flow through your body, even with a constricted vein, because there's less uh
Yeah, but drinking, you're not supposed to. Viagra works worse with alcohol, whereas the way you're describing it, you think it would work better because it's like too.
well no,
It's
because you need
supposed to
someone you need the
enlarge
blood to
the
pull
vein.
up somewhere, right?
Mm,
If it's just constantly moving, then you're probably just gonna have like fucking a half chub like the whole time. I don't know. That's how I
I
would
don't know.
see it, though. I
Yeah, I
mean, the
don't
way
know.
I look at it is, and like my theory of like doing like white and like fucking like dick pills is probably like super fucking hard for your heart as well. So it's like asking for a fucking heart attack.
You ever done dick pill?
Have I ever done a dick pill?
Yeah.
No, dude. Thankfully, I don't need dick pills as of yet. Probably will in my like fucking 40s. The way that like the amount of drugs that I've done, I wouldn't be surprised if like I have like early onset ED by like 40, 50.
I mean, I guess it's not. I guess it's not a problem because like Hugh Hefner was taking that shit and he was like 80. So like,
Well, no, I don't think I don't think that dick pills give you ED. I think it's
right,
like
right.
I think if anything, it would probably help you with like early onset, but it's just like I just don't feel a need to take one. But I don't know, probably improve my game, my stroke game.
Right, right. Right. It's actually kind of less of a feeling.
Being a letdown. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to describe it.
just this pomegranate juice act as a natural.
Where do you get that? Where do you
Tark
get
just
that?
Tark just walking around Montana with a fucking stiffy, just walking along
Did you
with
say
a fucking
Erewhon?
full brick.
Dang. This guy goes, you pick up like do you drink it every day or is it just like random?
How much do you think you spend at Erewhon per month? Uh, Dude, that place is so fucking expensive. Like I
It
walked by there the
is
other
a,
day, just
yeah,
like
it is. But like,
Yeah, I walked in just to gander, and see like what I couldn't afford, and a slice of pizza was fucking $11. Just like
Jesus.
one slice of cheese, $11. I was just like, damn, dude. You go to fucking like what Santa Monica?
The Monica's.
No, that place on
Really?
14th and Wilshire, Santa Monica Pizza, SMPK, Santa Monica Pizza Kitchen.
California Pizza Kitchen?
No, Santa Monica Pizza Kitchen.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like so they were like the shitty pizza place like when I was growing up, and then they started like getting new owners, and with each new owner, it's gone like better. It's like improved. So now it's kind of like the mediocre pizza place in my area, and it's like they still have like $3-4 slices, and it's like just as good for some reason. I would say the undercarriage, the stone the brick stone oven that they use at Erewhon is pretty dank.
Have you gotten a piece of pizza there before?
Yeah, I used to eat there all the time. Well, I used to eat when I was working on Abbot Kinney, because they have one. That was like the first one that they rebuilt down here.
At Erewhon?
That was the first Erewhon in the area before they built the Santa Monica one.
Yeah,
Was the one in
that.
Venice. Yeah, and I worked like a block away from it, so that was where I used to go eat every fucking day. Dude, my bill from fucking for Erewhon each month was like close to $800, I would say. Yeah, because I would spend like a quarter of my checks there. Yeah, so it was around like $800 per month.
Jesus.
It's insane.
They make. I
I'll
mean, I
get
get
like
those.
like
I get,
Tark,
like, the
the lunch plates where you get like little like a fucking bento box, and you get like
になんかなるわけないでしょ。あれだけ長いことみんなに迷惑かけて。
I get those little bento boxes all the time.
yeah, they're like $15-20.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get one of those, side of
But if you
soup,
don't,
and
if
then
you
like a
don't stop
sushi
them,
roll.
if you don't stop them, it can go up like crazy.
Oh, dude, I used to fucking tell them like, because I used to get the coconut shrimp, or not the coconut shrimp, the coconut chicken tenders, and they'll like start putting in like 6 pieces. I'm like, dude, I only want 3 pieces of that. Like,
Yeah, you gotta stop them.
yeah.
They're mad over there.
Do you guys have one in the Palisades or not yet?
Yeah. I mean, there was, and then it's closed now because of the.
We did have one.
It'll be back though. It didn't burn down.
I think they're building in like Calabasas, or like between Malibu and like Calabasas or something right now, and then they're gonna have one in Do they have one in East LA? In your hood?
In Terry's?
No, in your hood, dude. East LA.
Oh, Erewhon? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like Silver Lake and all that shit.
Yeah.
Always,
Man. I mean, they have so many like artisanal markets, anyways.
Is Erewhon woke and take EBT?
Erewhon is probably cheap compared to like the shit they have.
What do you mean?
Like in East LA?
Oh. Fucking like the mom and pop shops, like the small like.
All those like mom and pop markets and shit.
Oh yeah, because they fucking all buy from like these like single source fucking like small distributors that are like, oh yeah, we have to pay like $50 per fucking shipment. We don't fucking ship enough.
Yeah, they got good shit though. I'm jealous.
Oh yeah, they're fucking their handcrafted chocolates too that they made in their fucking mom's basement.
You can just buy like dry aged fucking meat at like, the butchers there.
So the one thing that I do miss about Italy is their butcher shops. It is so fucking fresh. It is ridiculous. Like the salami that you buy, it's like, oh yeah, it's been curing for like a week straight, just like out in the sun. It's like, oh great. Like it's probably gonna be like disgusting, but it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's the shit I want.
You ever been to Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've never been to Orvieto. Orvieto. Yeah, next time you go to Italy, if you ever go back, visit Orvieto. It's a small mountainous town on top of a mountain with nothing there except for one bar and one church. And they have like the dankest restaurant.
怖かった
I'm
と
down with
思う
that.
Yeah.
今も怖
Just
いと
before
思
they
う
tossed Atsu out of Europe
許せないと
and said
思う
never
し
come back.
顔も見たくない
No,
気持
they
ちもわ
actually
かる
love me. I almost got into a fight with a bunch of 16-year-olds while on acid
話だけ
there,
は聞い
but
て
I
あ
was
げて
stopped by a ex-Russian
許さ
mobster
なくてもいいからお父さんの気持ちだけは
who then made us carbonara like right after. It was the
Oh, that
weirdest fucking
sounds
acid
good.
trip I've ever had.
Yeah, I could not do that on acid though. I could not travel or do anything.
Not a big you know like what is it called? Not eccentric, but weird scenarios.
Not when I'm on acid.
Dude, those are the best ones, man.
Well, anything becomes a fucking weird scenario.
Tarek, you ever have any weird scenario on acid?
あいつならお前をやれるとずっと思っていた。
Yeah.
しかしそんなのは俺の勝手な決めつけで。
Yeah, I think the only times, because all my acid trips have been pretty normal in the sense they've been like pretty controlled. Like I would like be in a place out of public, you know, and like pretty comfortable. Whereas like I can do whatever I want. I wouldn't feel weird.
Right.
The only times I have, it's probably like on shrooms. Honestly, I've had some fucked up moments on shrooms in public, where like I felt like I was dying, and like I like announced it to the public that I felt like I was dying. That was fucked up. That was weird.
God.
Yeah, that was real bad.
Yeah, this is a nightmare.
Yeah, and the person I was with was also on mushrooms, and they were like, "Oh, like believe me." So it was like a full blown fucking like hysteric moment from like two people shrooming out.
That sucks.
Yeah, that was the last time I took shrooms actually.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. You know.
Yeah. Have you ever looked at your hands while shrooming? You were a human transmitter. Yeah, I feel like a lot of fucking weird shit happens, especially. I mean, yeah, I get that you're like, you know, out of your goddamn gourd when you're like on psychedelics, but it's kind of too coincidental. Yeah, it's too on the nose. Um, the what was I gonna fucking what was I talking about, Ross? What was I trying to tell you before?
Shrooms.
Yeah, but with the
That's
shrooms, it was
last
something.
time we did shrooms.
Yeah, I felt like I was gonna die. Oh yeah. Have you ever looked at your hands before while you're on sleep? Before you shower?
Probably.
Have you noticed anything different from before and after?
What do you mean before and after?
So mushrooms, what they do to your body once you ingest them, you're essentially poisoning yourself, right?
Right.
So it's a subtle difference that you don't ever really notice. Like, I mean, obviously, the only way that you would have to notice them is when you're on them, right? And next time you do shrooms, look at your hands, and you'll notice that they're swollen. Your hands and feet swell up while you're on acid, and you can't really tell while you're like. I mean, yeah, mushrooms. I'm sorry, mushrooms. Yeah. Acid, it doesn't. Yeah, acid doesn't have any effect because you're not poisoning yourself. Essentially, mushrooms has that effect because you're poisoning yourself, and that's essentially the catalyst of like, oh, I'm dying. And
Yeah, that
then-
tracks.
Yeah, my friend that I was shrooming with, he also looked at my hand and is like, yo, your hands are swelling, dude. And we both like, yeah, I'm done.
I've definitely seen people going through like horrible trips like that before.
Yeah, it's not fun, man, because like you can't
No, it
get
doesn't look
yourself
fun.
out of it. That's the
No.
biggest issue. Because like before, you know, when you're sober, you look at something absurd and you're like, oh, what the fuck? You kind of like reel yourself back into reality, right? And be like, okay, that's not, you know, that's not what it really looks like. Psychedelics, you believe anything and everything, and you want to believe it.
Yeah, it kind of like steamrolls too, or like
Yeah,
snowballs, I should say.
No steam rolls, man. a bunch of fucking steam coming out that roll.
Snowballs.
Yeah. So did you see Lexi today?
Did I see what?
Did you
Did I
see
see what?
Sexy Lexi?
Nope, not this week. Maybe next week.
Dude. So you're gonna take her out to one of those raves?
No, dude. I'm never gonna hang out with her outside of here ever.
Have you ever?
It was like the funeral. That was about it.
Yeah, but like, have you ever like gone out to a bar with her?
No, dude, never.
Well, I mean, at least fucking like give it a shot. Just be like, you know, like, hey,
I don't need to. I really don't need to.
would that upset your parents?
I mean, they wouldn't have to know about it, but like, they'd be like, why?
So they would question you.
Yeah, maybe why I'm listening to
遅
do
かった
that.
な
Yeah, you gotta tell Mama Winners, bro. Like, I'm just trying to, you know, just trying to fork her. Fucking just fork that road.
I mean,
誰のなんだと
it's like, no one likes her, so like, why would you ever do that? You know?
You betrayed the family.
And it's like, I don't even want to spend time with her, so like, I don't know, I'm not that interested.
Dude, Lexi's just like losing on all fronts now.
Yeah,
Go
dude.
Ichizo sama.
So like, has your like family ever like, you know, like tried like telling her, like hinting
ど
to
う
her
ぞご覧ください
that like they don't like
よ
her?
No. Well,
I think that might be a big issue though.
Luke is getting there. I think everyone's
ー
trying
なん
to
だその
slowly,
戦
like,
は
Is it gonna be like an intermission where everyone sits down and drinks in a room and it's like, look, we all
no,
just
I think like the niceness is just gonna run out, you know?
oh, so when she starts asking for favors, everyone's just gonna be like, no.
I think like, well, only one person. It's very here because like one person does favors for, and like recently they've been getting picked off. So like, once that person, that one person runs out of, you know,
Wait, you made it sound like she was like connected to the family.
no, it's really just like one person in the family.
Like showing up to someone's funeral is a pretty big deal. It's like,
Yeah, but like, it's just like wants to be a part of the family. But like,
that just makes it even sadder for her, like on her part, dude.
yeah.
Aren't you gonna take him with like, you know, room it up and just like, you know, fix him?
So, I think
Ross, you
everybody's
can
like,
fix her, bro. You can fix her,
There's
Ross.
no fixing that, dude. Yeah, there's no fixing that.
You can teach it with, you know, fucking, what was it, dog training. Just give it a treat every time. Positive reinforcement, right? Give it a freaking treat every time it does something good.
Give her maybe a shock collar.
Yeah, you can be the next Hassan, dude. You can be the Hassan to the to
Put
her
her in
Kaya.
her place. Next trainer.
Kind of sounds like she doesn't know.
Yeah, her family's like really fucked up.
So, you know, you could fix her.
No, I'll do a gentleman's trade with Altair. That's always on the table.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Vivian in like 3 weeks.
She'll be back.
Yeah, I don't know if she would even answer my phone call.
Gentleman's trade.
Yeah, I mean, I would be down with that if, you know, you actually fucking like talk to Lexi.
Yeah, I can talk. She'll do whatever I want.
Yeah, I know she wouldn't. You still won't fucking.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want.
He's like, I still won't fix her though.
This Alti, I just know Alti wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Dude, you don't know how much persistence I have, man.
He wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Dude, after the first like night, I'd probably like never speak to her ever again, or like, but like I would hang for that first night, man. I would be able to,
Yeah, but then you
tough it
know
out.
what? She's gonna like stalk you and like think you're like part of a conspiracy because you don't talk to her.
Oh, dude, I would love to play into that. I would honestly love to play into that. If she thought that I
You
was
don't
like
want to play into
like
that. It's
plant,
so
I would,
dangerous. To play
dude.
into
If she
that.
thought that I was like some federal plant that like came into her life because I'm like the government was
it's
watching her or
so
something,
dude, it's so dangerous to like get involved in that.
dude, I would like show up outside of work in like a rented blacked out fucking car. It's a different model every single time. And like, yeah, I would
she'll
really play into
figure
that.
she would fucking go crazy.
Yeah, start wearing a black suit,
Which she's already
earpiece.
seen all. She's already seen all of that. So
Oh, so you could have so much fun.
you know,
You could have so much fun, dude. But like, you just choose to like,
it's too dangerous, dude.
you just choose to be a better person.
No, I just don't want to get killed.
Do you think that she's capable of that?
Who knows, dude?
You
If
need
you're-
brain power to kill something, dude.
Yeah, but if your brain's already going to like these weird places where like off like nothing, why am I gonna risk? Or-
Is she mentally unstable?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Is she mentally unstable in your eyes, Ross? You could,
Certainly delusional. I guess to answer your question, yes.
sound like my type more and more by the moment, man. What can I? Yeah. What can I say? I like damaged goods, man.
Yeah, trust me, dude.
Yeah. You'd probably hate Vivian, honestly. To be completely honest. No, well, both of you, honestly, but much less Utarg than Ross, because you would actually like her taste in like music and like style and like all that. Yeah, she's more into like the whole like mommy gothy or gothy mommy type sort of like deal.
Yeah, what are you talking?
Bohemian goth.
You got us confused,
Oh.
dude.
It's the other way around. Ross is into the gothy mommies.
Yeah, dude, big time.
The ones that wear fucking chokers and leather.
Hell yes.
Yeah, she's in the leather pants. I always tell her.
I mean,
leather
I
pants
just can't.
are weird.
I can't date them, but like, yeah, that's my type.
What do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean you can't take them?
I just mean I can't what's the
Get
word
behind
I'm
their
looking for?
lifestyle.
No, I can't attract them.
What do you mean? You just go to a fucking like a hardcore show or like a goth show, and you just
No,
go
I'm
out
too much
there
of a
and just-
normie. Well, it's a
Dude, have you
Look.
seen the chick? I mean, the dude.
no, for sure, for sure. But I think that like the lifestyle is way more dependent on like a look, like right out the gate. You know what I mean? Like they want the tattoo
I mean,
guy.
isn't look is always
Sure, it happens.
宴は終わりましたでしょうか。やはり皆様ももう少し楽しんでいたいですよね。
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
not in like,
that's
dude, have you
like-
seen?
What?
私の愚かさは認めよう。でも親と友達に勝手なことを言
Not
う
a
の。
problem. Not a problem.
Ross can play into that. Yeah, wait, Ross, if you can do that to a gothy, if you can do that for a Dommy mommy, why can't you do that for sexy Lexi?
Because we're talking two different things. Tark's talking about, I don't know what Tark's talking about. He's talking about like they think the world is dark and like that type of shit, right?
I think he's just talking about mental illness in general. He doesn't know
One is
if
like
yeah, go.
he's saying Lexi, what you're saying about goth chicks, that you have to like feed into their, what'd you say?
Like delusions.
外科医の
Okay, right. But I figure that's a very different from like
そんなも
actual
のに選ばれたい
mental
と
illness like Lexi.
思ったこ
I
となど
mean,
な
they're
い。
both pretty fucking.
But mentally something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just kind of sounds
maybe.
like she spent all her fucking skill
She's like-
points into looks and
She's like paranoid and like all that shit.
that's what I'm saying. She's not like well read. She's not, or I don't know if she's not well read or not, but it doesn't really sound like she's too well spoken.
And then like what do you mean when you talk about goth chicks and like delusions? You mean just that they're like, you know, like, oh, I'm so sad and like all that shit.
Well, a lot of the times. So put it this way, with Vivian, she has a lot of issues with like feeling love. With
Sure.
good, like with good reason. Like it's very hard to love her. But like. Right.
It-
Yeah, I think that they do know it, but they go against it because of the sacrifices they have to make, right? Like, because you. Sure, because once they're out of the rut, then they can appreciate, you know, in hindsight.
well, you also don't have a. You don't really have a
Sure, I mean,
choice once you had it though.
Hey, Ross, so why aren't you doing that for Plex, bro?
Alright,
You gotta put babies in it, bro.
yeah. Yeah. See,
Well,
one
how
of
old is
those I
she right
could.
now? Well, how old is she right now?
She's like 26, 27.
これは
I mean, he should be getting out of that mentality soon. You know, I feel like
Anyways,
once she
yeah,
gets like 28,
one of those I can deal with. The other one, when you're looking out, you're checking every license plate on cars and shit. That one I don't want to deal with.
That's like you see,
私は
no, in my personal
お前た
like
ちの
I don't
肥や
know
し
if I
か
would be
何
able
か
to
なの
date that,
か
but that would be pretty fun to hang out with the day and just be
バ
like
カに
watch someone be super
す
paranoid.
るな
I don't know. I have a sick sense of humor though, so like like watching like
Yeah, but the
like
problem is like that could all be going on and you don't even know it. You know what I mean? It's not like she's like gonna verbally be like, "Oh, oh
yeah, she's
no."
not like animated in the sense she's gonna be like going out of her way to check shit. She just kind of like
Right.
have a
That's the problem. See,
glance
that's
of
the
her
problem with
eyes.
these people that have these things. Is you don't know what's going on in their head. You know, they could be drawing, fucking lines and making conclusions that are so out there that like that's the scary thing. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy at the amount of mental illness or like psychosis that's popping up in like young people nowadays. You didn't. Great.
私をこれ以上
Yeah.
怒らせるな
Oh yeah, I mean everything's handed to them nowadays, right? Like even like all the way up until the end of high school, everything's essentially handed to you. College is like the real test for a lot of these people, and even like I think during our time as well, right? Like you didn't really hear of people flunking out of high school. Like that wasn't really a thing. Whereas like nowadays, it's like most of these kids that go into high school aren't even like at the level or like the criteria like needed to get through high school, which is insane.
Yeah, it's not good, man.
Yeah, Ross, can you name
It
3
is
countries?
Three little pigs.
Puerto Rico.
New York, Mississippi. Those are countries, right?
Like, dude, I like these women that go on these shows and like like fucking out themselves as retards. I always when you brought up the fact that like a lot of these are actors, I always do take that into consideration. But it's like they're doing a lot of damage to their fucking to their
It
gender's
depends on the
reputation.
podcast. Like Fresh and Fit isn't the actors, I don't think.
Yeah, neither is like the whatever podcast. Apparently, the Fresh and Fit podcast. So what came out is they'll go and DM any Instagram chick in the area that's like between 18 to 22, which is like pretty sus because like you want to get people with like intellectual value on your show, not just like some random fucking hoe off the street for like easy points.
Right.
But like apparently that's all these like dating shows are. Like the whatever podcast, it's the same exact thing, but like in Santa Barbara or like Santa Cruz or like whatever fucking coastal city they're in. And a lot of these chicks are just like so fucking retarded. It's ridiculous. It's fucking crazy. And then you hear like, oh yeah, I'm in like like SBSU. It's like, how the fuck did you get in?
Wait, is whatever the one with like this? There's this one guy I fucking hate. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, the whatever podcast is the one guy that you hate.
Andrew, I think Andrew Wilson.
No. Well, he's on. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
dude, I
on it.
could not disagree more.
He
just
you're
yells
a-
over
you're
it.
a-
He doesn't
you're
actually
an
debate.
Andrew
お
Wilson
前たちの肥やしか
dissenter.
何かなのかバカにするな
And then he laughs like a fucking prick.
Yeah, I think Andrew Wilson's points are a lot stronger, but like Charlie Kirk would be a better debater. in my personal opinion, than Andrew Wilson, because he actually can. He can like he's actually changed minds. Like Charlie Kirk's actually like flipped like a lot of people that he talks to his point. Whereas that's the whole point of debate, right? Well,
I
I
don't
think
think I
Andrew
agree.
Wilson, his style kind of beats them down so that they're cornered, right? So a
Well, he
lot
just
of
yells
people
at he
kind of
just
just
yells
rage
at them.
quits.
Yeah, he just gets he's for it's not really debating, he just yells at you.
Well, it's a form of dominant. I think it's a form of dominance because a lot of what he does is demean, right? He demeans his opponent.
Right.
So like he'll take certain points that they made and then throw it back in their face, which is always a recipe for
But like
like
his
fights.
opinions are like horrible though too. Like it's just like
Yeah, but
I
you have
don't
to
know.
also see that he's coming from a moral standpoint. Like a lot of his morals, I mean, I'm sorry, religious moral standpoint. So like a lot of his morals come from religious like laws, like say for example
Right. But like
Christianity.
yeah, I remember I saw someone where he was like arguing that like it's okay for him to date an 18-year-old. And it's like at that
But
point,
it's
like
not but what's the other like other argument that 18-year-old women can't date older dudes?
I forget what the other argument was, but essentially it came down to him just being like because it's legal. And then in which case I'd be like, if the only thing that's stopping you from dating younger than 18 is the law, then like you're a pretty terrible person.
Well, I mean, what's the only so like Anthony Kiedis, for example, right?
Right.
He like he's like known to exclusively only date like 18-year-olds to like 20-year-olds.
Right.
That's
Because
like
he's a
his like
fucking chomo.
yeah, he's that's his speed. But no one questions him because he's an attractive,
What do you mean?
successful musician.
Plenty of people question that.
I mean, not to the majority. I mean, plenty of
Same with
people
like
in the
Jared Leto.
minority group, yeah, the minority of like people that accept it. I
Right.
mean,
It's not
there's a
illegal, but it's
majority of
gross.
people that accept it, and the minority is yeah, they don't accept it.
I think I think if yeah, I think anyone that knows about it is kind of like, oh, that's iffy.
Okay, I mean the same thing can be said for like what like Johnny Depp and whatever his name is fucking Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, they're fucking memes at this point.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
that's like all
no
it
difference
is
at
like
all.
it's funny to like think about, but no one ever like, goes up to them as like fucking like, questioning them to their face.
Sure, but like but like it is still weird. Everyone knows it's weird.
Yeah, but if you ask like, like NBC, like all these like legacy medias, even Fox News, none of them would ever question that. The
Uh,
narrative, what I'm trying to say is that the main narrative is that it's not weird.
I don't know if that's the main narrative,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. If you, it's more because
but
if you,
this was 18, which is weird.
so this kind of goes back into what I was talking about way like a few months ago between the super ego and your identity versus your super ego. So like what you say in public versus what you actually think, and what you actually think may be that Leonardo DiCaprio and all these people are fucking weirdos for doing that, but in a public narrative, that's not the case.
Well, no, what do you mean they're made fun of? So it is public. Like we all know this because it's weird. If it wasn't weird, we wouldn't all know it. He dates only 25 and below.
Yeah, but that's like all these people, like even like Henry Cavill, like like all these like people. It doesn't matter who.
It's not Pierce
uh
Brosnan.
well, yeah, obviously there's outliers, who are sticking to their fucking high school lovers,
I think most people kind of stick within like maybe like 5 to 10, let's say.
like a 5 to 10 year age gap.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, dude. I think it's starting to blur a lot more nowadays, especially with
I think it's
like.
starting to blur less.
Wait, so you
I
think
think
more people are dating within their age like age
yeah, and
group?
I think it's more hip to like what grooming is and like you know
You think that it
these
would
sort
be
of
considered grooming if 18-year-old was to go out with like a 40-year-old?
yeah. Yeah, I think that's a pretty.
But like,
fucking
in
good
what
start.
sense? Because like an 18-year-old, like you could have like a very
Not
well.
grooming.
Like,
That's not. I mean, grooming is obviously like if he knew her at 17 and then he went out with her at 18. I'd say there's some sort of grooming happening there.
sure, I think that that would be predatory in a sense where he already like kind of like made his like call when she
Right.
was a
He's like,
kid, you know, and
right.
like
Yeah.
pursued when she was older.
That's
But
grooming. And
like,
that happens a lot of the time. But I wouldn't say it's grooming if it's like she's legal and the guy's way older. But I would say it is like, what do you have in common with that person? Nothing. So what is that like?
well, I mean, the common thing is that they're both attracted to each other, right? Like sexually,
Well, no,
whether it be.
he's attracted to her. She wants
Well,
money.
so she's just not attracted to him, but like goes along with it because it's like, what?
Yeah. Because he has something. There's either a power imbalance or
But that's not always true, Ross.
it's mostly true.
It's not always true.
What
Most of the
18-year-old
time
is
that
really
women consent to sex is usually over financial gains, like
Okay.
financial benefits and gains, or they're sexually attracted to the person.
Okay, but like, what 18-year-old is on equal footing with a 40-year-old?
Not many, but I would assume that fucking a young, naive, stupid 18-year-old would find someone like Leonardo DiCaprio attractive.
You think just based on looks?
I mean, just based on seeing him from movies, like just
Right, okay,
random.
alright,
Yeah, I
well, that's
mean,
another thing. Yeah, so he's in a sense taking advantage of someone who's
yeah, but he's not necessarily one that's causing it, right? Like he has an infatuation with them. Because if you're Leonardo DiCaprio, you can get like a 10 out of 10 Victoria's Secret model. That's like
you could
well
get a
in their
10 out of
20s.
10 your own age. But
Yeah, but like, would you date a 50-year-old chick over a fucking 20-something-year-old Victoria's Secret model?
I mean, I'm not like I don't have like a. I date older, I date younger. I don't really care. But
Okay, if you were 50, okay, Ross, or however old Leonardo DiCaprio is right now,
right, but I'd probably date 50-year-olds.
I don't think that you would, dude. If you had the option
think I'd
between a
stick-
fucking
I mean-
Victoria's Secret model and a 50-year-old fucking like used up MILF or like a cougar,
All right. Well, all right. If I'm Leo, then I'm probably going. If I'm 50, I'm going. Hot
what
40.
50-year-old is still like single, no kids, never before married? Like that's a very small pool that you have to choose from.
Right, and the society would call those people weirdos, wouldn't they?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, if you're Leonardo DiCaprio and you're looking for someone in your age group, and I would assume you don't want someone with like baggage, right?
Well, in his age group, everyone is gonna have baggage. And baggage
That's what I'm
isn't a
fucking.
bad
That's what I'm trying to
thing.
say.
That's not a bad thing, though. You want people who've lived a life when you're fucking 50.
So you want another person's kid to come in your life?
Yeah, I don't want a fucking blank slate when I'm 50. I need someone with a fucking personality.
No. I mean, you can find personality in younger people. It's just if they're gonna intertwine with your life, most likely their past life is gonna come in as well, which is usually gonna be have a kid, right?
Okay, yeah, but like, I feel like you want a person with life experience when you're fucking 50.
I don't know, dude. When I'm 50, I would probably just want a young, dumb, fucking sexy.
Somehow. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I don't know, but still, I think 18 is
because at
Maybe
that
it's-
point, it's like what you have like another 20 years of like cognitive like lifestyle, like
right.
of
His
like
argument was
physically.
that the reason he would date an 18-year-old is because it's legal.
You're muffled right now. I can't hear what
いい
you're
加減
saying.
にしろ
His argument was that the reason he'd date an 18-year-old is because it's legal.
それだけもてあそべば
Yeah. What? So you're saying that? What? So you think that he's saying that if it was legal to,
何なんだ
if
So
he
he's
was
if the
なんで
line
邪魔を
was
する
legality,
no. So what Ross is saying is that if the law said that you could sleep with a 14-year-old without consequences, then that Andrew Wilson would would
yes,
also agree to sleeping with a 14-year-old.
that's what he's making it sound like.
From what he said,
And for
Uh,
you too, where do you draw that line?
Well, I draw the line with like anatomical and biological maturity. So it's been told that it's around 25, right? That's when the human body like fully matures. I think that people shouldn't be what was it? Getting into like making like, or at least having like, like raw intercourse until 25, because we see a lot of issues arise with teenage pregnancies, right? So it's not the act of sex itself, but it's the act of safe sex. So if that's the issue, then I would say that 25 should be like the age of like, that people would consider themselves quote unquote adults, but that's not the case, and that would also fuck everything up in terms of like voting or like, like drinking and shit like that. I don't really see it being true, but if it was up to me, I would look at 25 to be kind of like the, I guess, middle ground, right? To between like, not being
Yeah, but
able
all
to.
your buddies would argue that like you want the women when they're the most fertile, which is like 18. It's just like 16 to like 18 or whatever.
I mean,
All these
I wouldn't
kids,
necessarily care, because I don't really care. Like, if I was gonna have a kid, right, I would tell
25,
the
you're arguing 25. That's 5 years away from like not from being geriatric.
and 35 is geriatric, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right? So like, you Fresh and Fit would argue, or what is this, whatever podcast would call this Aussie guy crazy.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily align myself with the same mentality that they have, but it's like, so I think their argument is that if you look at it historically, there hasn't been issues with teenage pregnancies, like in the sense of like biologically, like women at 16 can give birth to healthy babies, right?
Right.
I don't think that's the
Right.
argument. I think it's more the moral aspect of like, that's a child, essentially. That's still a child. They can't make like,
Right.
they can't make responsible decisions by themselves.
But I feel like they kind of want to. They're kind of arguing going back to the day where you could just like, control
Well,
female kids. Like,
so if they want to go with after like, like, oh, when's like the most fertile moment of a woman, yet it's still like, they're still considered adults, then you would have to agree within like, like early 20s to like late teens, like 19, 18 to like early 20s. That's most likely the peak of like every woman's like,
Right.
looks in terms of like physical like fitness, like health and stuff like that. If once they start going lower, then it's more of just like what do you call it? Not necessarily like a kink or a fetish, but it's definitely more for personal preference rather than biological like benefit. Like, what's the word? Not benefits, but like the best like bang for your buck, like the best like what do you like? What do I call it? What do you call it? Best chance or rate to for pregnancy, or to have like having like a healthy child, essentially.
Sure, but also, are you hurting your rate by like also being a way older guy trying to have a kid? Like,
Well, apparently older men versus like younger men trying to have a kid have very little like difference, as long as like the older man doesn't have like what was
I
it,
don't know
like
if that's
cancer in his
true.
balls.
I think you're saying the opposite now.
Well, the only difference is sperm count. That's the only difference. It doesn't. It's not like your sperm like gets worse as you age.
I think they're
You
saying
just get.
I think they're saying it's actually like worse than like an older mother now. Or some shit.
Wait, what do you? Wait, what?
How would I Google that? How do I Google that?
Oh,
Even
just
the new
what? Like
studies
what?
They're saying like,
Well,
yeah,
just
so
just like I forgot where it was, but I learned this like way back in like high school, like, or around college era, like that the human sperm, as like, even though you age, it's more about your sperm count rather than your sperm, like the efficacy of like your sperm. Like it's all the efficacy of your sperm is like genetically encoded or something like that. Whereas
yeah,
like
they're saying the research now is saying that
mutations and birth defects are more due to the sperm than the egg.
The egg itself. So what? If you
Yeah.
have a younger guy fertilize like a 50-year-old woman that hasn't gone through menopause, that should still be good to go.
Well, obviously, she hasn't gone through menopause. Yeah, if a young, hold on, older fathers pass on more harmful mutations. Yeah, essentially, either way, it's bad.
So old people shouldn't be vegan.
The sperm from older men carry more genetic mutations linked to childhood disorders.
Like I'm not gonna like deny that, because I do know of these twins where their father was like 70 or something like that. Like when they were born, their father was like 60, or like 50, like something, or some crazy shit. And when I met their parents, the mother was like early 30s, like mid 30s or something like that, and the father was like 70. And
The kids are fine.
one of them was fine. The other one had like elephant ears, but like they were both really hot. So it was like kind of weird.
Elephant ears.
Yeah. So like it was the Stage sisters.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually hooked up with Dumbo, but she wasn't like deformed type sort. Like it was just, she had like a small head and like big ears, you know, kind of looked like a mouse. Well, yeah, it's cute, but like her sister was like model status. Like, well, she was like very proportionate in like everything, like well proportioned, like in everything, like very symmetrical, you know. So like when you put, and they're twins, so like when you put the one and the other, and then you look at the dad, and you're just like, oh damn, dude, like one got one got the shorter end of the stick. But they like were born into like a fucking crazy like a really wealthy, like crazy family. Went to like Archer.
That was nice.
Yeah, graduated out of USC, so like they're doing fine, you know. Pretty sure the dad's dead though.
Boy,
私の心を乱そうとしても無駄だ
yeah, he's fucking old.
Yeah, so you know, I'm not gonna rule out that like, you know, older sperm doesn't like carry like
そうか 全てはあそこから
mutations
始
and
まっ
stuff.
た
But I was speaking more of like the rate at like, you know, that you can like have a successful pregnancy. Because sperm count is essentially what like really matters.
Right.
Have you gotten your sperm frozen?
No. Nope.
You haven't been to the sperm bank, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have done that when right when I was like 18 or something. Probably the best chances that I had, but
You can free some now, also?
probably not, dude. My fucking sperm is probably so like polluted by like all the drugs I've done. It's fucking insane. But
It's still better to freeze now than later.
my sister when like got her eggs like frozen, because she's like, I'm never having kids. So she's just gonna have like a, what was it called, a surrogate, which is like, I don't really do you guys understand that whole like concept?
Don't know how that works.
I can understand for like wealthy people, like I think Kim Kardashian had like a surrogate for like both of her kids or something.
Wait,
Right.
it's her egg?
So they surgically remove her egg and freeze it, and then they put it in someone else's stomach. Yeah, so they use someone else's body as like an incubation like tube, right?
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So like, and
Yeah,
people
dude,
are starting to
that's
argue.
crazy.
People are starting to argue that it's not really their kid, because the whole like process of like growing a child inside of you, it's feeding off of your nutrition, aka your genetics and your DNA. So it's like, even if it's your egg and that person's sperm,
これ以上踊らされない
yeah. So they're saying that like, you know, all these like surrogate like children are like not they have like extra like genetics or like DNA like mixed into them along with the mother and the father.
お前たちを消し去る
It's wild, dude.
Well, like, if you tested the baby, would it show the surrogate? Would it show a link to the surrogate, or would it only
I
show
have
the?
no idea. I don't. I have not thought about that, but that's a really good question. I would
That's good
assume,
enough of a decider for me.
like, say for example, if the kid, so if the kid went and like got like a DNA testing, you know, and just only put in his blood, and they had to like go through a bunch of matches or something. I don't know how like 23andMe and all these do, but from what I understand, if you have everyone's sample, they just look for similarities in each person's like blood
Yeah,
sample
but
or
like
something like that.
a surrogate wouldn't show up on the same thing, I don't think, right?
I would assume not. Like after like a while, like maybe your body. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think that your blood would be like encoded with this person, like you know, with the surrogate, but you're essentially feeding off of their body. So there has to be some sort of like lapse.
Right, but it's like a straw. Essentially, it's like a straw. Right? Like,
Yeah, but you're growing. You're like growing off of this person's nutrients.
right, but you can grow. You can grow. I mean, you can have a premature. Let's say, like, if we're talking like animals.
Okay,
Like,
put it this way, you can eat a cow, but you're not gonna turn into a cow, right?
no, but you can grow like a fetus on like formula. It doesn't change the look of the.
No, it
Of
might
the
turn out a
fucking
little bit more.
baby.
It might turn out a little bit more autistic, but that's about it.
Sure, but like, it's not gonna change its DNA.
No, no, no.
Aside
The
from
the the, the biological parents are both is always going to be, you know, the sperm donor and
in the egg, right?
the egg. Yeah. So yeah, I would assume that's the same for this case, right? Like, but people are arguing that during the incubation period of the child, like growing from a fetus to an actual baby, it's like that's 9 months of it just living off your body, you know.
Right, but that's like arguing like, nature versus nurture, right? Because that's technically just nurture shit.
No, I think it'll
Right?
fall under nature, dude.
You think that like you are fundamentally changed by the
If you took two or if you took the same children and you were able to like have like a save slot right before it was like you know in, like put into like
Right.
either the biological mother or the surrogate mother,
what they
and then
look
you can
different.
see the end results, I would assume that they're both gonna be different.
怒りと
That's
悲しみ
interesting.
を
I don't know.
Like you don't think that whether
would
the place
like
that they
to
were
think
like
I would like to think that, but I don't know if it's true though.
I mean, there's a lot of factors and variables that kind of go into it, right? Like
Because if
how
you
much
picture
the,
like if you picture like a dog or something, you some reason that's easier to see like, oh, that it wouldn't be
見た
true.
らきっとバカな女に見えると思う
what
Right.
putting a fucking
Yeah, like if you raise
uh,
そういう
golden
与えられる
yeah, but okay, so let's just say you put a fucking golden lab inside of a pit bull as a
自
surrogate.
分の力で選べ
It's not going to come out as a pit bull. I'm not saying that.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
I'm not going to say that, but it's definitely going to be
It's
different
gonna be
from
meaner. It's gonna be a fucking.
dude, I don't know if it
Lab?
might depending on so you see that's the nurture part is after it's popped out of the womb and how it's being raised by that like quote unquote surrogate or that mother, that can be nurture. But
I think it might literally just be an incubator, and we want to put more purpose and like meaning to that 9 months. But like,
So
it
you're
might
just-
literally just be.
you're
an
saying
incubator.
that women have no other meaning other than being a plastic
Well, the
bag
meaning,
for
the
babies.
meaning is the bond. Obviously, that's pretty key.
What's the
but-
function, Ross? What's the
But in
function?
terms of like DNA and looks and shit, it might just be like you're literally an
お前た
incubator.
ちのおもちゃにはもう
I mean, apparently it's fucking good enough for these doctors, so it's good enough for me.
Yeah, I didn't see that. It's cool, though.
Would you guys ever think about incubating a child?
Yeah.
Tarek, you would think you would seriously consider that?
I'd rather.
How do you
I would.
feel
I would
about
prefer it. I would prefer it.
really, Ross? Okay,
Yeah.
so that actually
Yeah, damn
yeah,
straight,
dude.
dude.
Keep your vagina fucking nice and
Dude,
tight.
no one talks about it though. No one talks about it, but that's like everyone's marriage kind of dies after that.
After fucking your
Yeah.
vagina fucking births a child.
Yep. No
Yep,
one will
yep.
talk about it, but you can just see it.
Yep. So okay, follow up question.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
yeah, porn stars go through it all the time.
still surgery though, you know. And like,
Yeah.
I think you're changed after you've seen like.
街が
I think as a guy too, you're also changed after seeing like
Your
wife's
fucking wife's vagina explode.
explode. Yeah,
Fucking birth a fucking child.
for sure, dude. They should. Why do they make us watch that? We should not have to watch that.
Do you, dude? Most guys are like, yeah, yeah.
We should. Yeah, it should be accepted that we don't watch that part.
I mean, most kids should just be a C-section dog, dude. But like, you know, you
Yeah,
always
I'm
have
fine
that
with that
fucking
too.
scar.
I'm fine with that. I prefer that.
You prefer the scar and the flab?
Yeah, rather than fucking everything else that is entailed.
All right, so follow-up question to both of you, because both of you would rather have a incubator. Would you guys? Okay, well, but you're open to it.
私の邪魔しないで
Yeah, you'll be Pierce Brosnan, right?
Seriously.
Well, okay. Well, follow-up question: would you both be open to eugenics? Yeah, like the best traits. So you essentially like choosing like your son's like or choosing if your kid's gonna be a child or. Well, no, but like like you can always choose if it's a male or a female. You can choose its hair colors, its eye colors, and all the way up to its personality traits. It's like, would you guys both be open to that? Tori, you said yeah, right?
Yeah, Tarek said hell yeah. I'm going to an extent. I don't want to choose eye color and all that shit. I don't want to make.
But you'd
like,
be
a
okay
fucking...
with personality? Like, say for example,
No,
they
I would
they
just
find
be
like
okay
a
with-
disposition to like like
No.
schizophrenia, or like they have a disposition
Yeah,
to like.
yeah. Diseases,
depression.
I'm cool. Diseases and shit, I'm cool with like rooting that out. But in terms of personality, eye color, traits, I think that's wrong to. It's not a fucking Skyrim character, you know. Like I don't want to fucking.
So
True.
okay, so
Yeah,
you
same
want
thing.
more for like psychological benefits, or like physical and psychological. I mean, I guess like you could like pick their height and like shit like that now. You know that, right?
Yeah, height. But yeah, but if everyone's the same height, then, like, what good is that?
Everyone's 6 feet and up, man.
That's fucking. Oh man, we're fucked.
So- Well, taller people have more physical issues with like anything from their hip all the way down their like feet, you know.
Yeah, I'm just
But-
rooting out the disorders, like the painful, like
Yeah. So the argument behind like tube babies essentially is what they're calling them, right? Like test tube babies, is that if you're able to configure like anything from genetics all the way up to like fucking like how their big toe is gonna look, then what's the point of even like having a child, right? Because
Right.
the child is supposed to be kind of like this like randomized gift where you're supposed to shape and mold yourself like through life experiences. But if you've already have that preset, or that like that option already set, so but you can, but you don't think that you control that. Yeah, so that's more of like a what would you call like a, not like an ethereal, but like it's more of like
But how does that make sense? So like, so you're choosing how your baby looks because your baby chose that you would choose how it looks.
Yeah, Roth, don't you know, dude?
All right. Got it.
So like my whole thing with this eugenics essentially is it takes the fun out of having a kid.
Sure, but
Like, you know.
everyone goes through some sort of.
Sure, I mean sure, but you know, it's like okay, for example, my friend Jace Mastel, he kind of like got how do I put it? It's very, very justifying, but at the same time, kind of fucked up of how his like you know life kind of turned out because he was an asshole all throughout his teenage, like teenage, and early adult life. He was a complete asshole. He was the type of person to, like walk around at nighttime and like punch off fucking side view mirrors of like random cars, just because he felt like it, you know. So when he had a child, his child came out with autism and Down syndrome, and now he's like forced to take care of her. So it's kind of like this like weird like poetic justice where like he has to like you know force himself to like essentially own up to like I don't know. He calls it his own. Yeah. Like he has to be like a humane person now, you know, for the sake of his kid. But if he never had that life lesson, I would still think that he would be an asshole, and his kid would turn out to be a complete asshole as well.
I mean,
So
some
there's
people
kind of like that
become
silver
weird.
lining with you know, having imperfection.
Kind of. Well, some people become meaner from that shit.
I'm not saying that everyone's like you know gonna work out the way that Jace did. Like you know, even if you're a nice person, you might just turn into a fucking complete asshole, depending on
Right.
like what your threshold for how much you can take is. But then there's always that other argument, right? There's the opposite side, like well then if he never learned a lesson, he would have probably just went on to teach his own kid the same exact like you know lessons that he had when he was younger, which is to go
Yeah.
punch off side view mirrors.
Right.
So it's like which one can you bet on?
もうすぐ
Would it have to be like a government intervention where it's like the government tells who can and who can't, you know, like genetically modify their child?
See, but wouldn't you rather have the people that have weak genetics modify their children, as opposed to the
Well, so then that effectively cures cancer to a certain degree, right? Like if you can genetically alter every child so that they
Right.
are not, so that all their predisposed diseases are gone. So like predisposition to cancer, predisposition to like mental illnesses, or like you know whatever, is just gone. You've effectively beat cancer to a certain extent. I would prefer that, but I don't think it's possible.
私の生き様みたい今はとにかく進むんだ
so many. Everyone would have to be a test tube baby.
諦めるものか
Yeah. Like essentially, there would be no more natural births ever. Or actually, I don't know. Maybe you can. I just don't think that you'd have the level of like efficacy or like the success rate of if you were a test baby versus the natural baby to get like genetic modifications, right? Like because there's so much more that can go wrong within a natural pregnancy rather than a surrogate or a test tube baby.
You think there's more that can go wrong?
Well, yeah, because the whole point of genetic modification is that you take the embryo that's already been seeded, right? Like, so it's like already a fetus in its earliest stages. You take it out and then you modify it during those stages. And then you put it back into either the mother or the surrogate or the test tube. A lot of the times when, what was it called?
This shit's expensive as fuck. There, like
Right now it is. But apparently it's becoming much more affordable. That's why I also don't understand. It's like, who the fuck is volunteering to have kids? Just for like, you know, a payday.
you mean like in terms of the
With
surrogates?
surrogate mothers, yeah, the people that are like, yeah, I'll take like $20,000
That's
to
true.
fucking to fuck up my body. Yeah. I think you brought that up last time. so it's more for a novelty, rather than like.
But like, how much are they gonna pay her?
What would you think the
20K?
ballpark is, Tark?
What's it?
I would probably say like 50K around there. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like 9 months.
50K. 50K makes sense because then you've just doubled your income essentially.
Yeah, but like 9 months, 50K, possibly your body never recovering.
They're probably. I think most circuits probably have had a kid before, right?
お前らの思い通り
You
にはな
probably
らない
know
ぞ
that they take well to
私はもう
pregnancy. Like,
自分の望むものが何なのか分かってるから
and then like they just make an extra 50 fucking K being fed and like chilling.
邪魔するな
So like in the near future, I want to say like 10, 15 years down the line, you're gonna have these like obese black like mothers that have like popped out like 6 to 12 kids, like,
Yeah,
signing up, just like, you know, and like
Wait,
I
so-
birthed your kid, I birthed your kid.
Wait, could a test tube baby? Could you have a white baby come out of a black person? The
I'm sure,
test
I
tube.
mean, technically the other way around happened. The black baby came out of a white mother, but like that happens all the time.
Opposite. Sure. I want to see
But-
the other one. You know? The others
mean,
have
I would
never been
assume-
done. We've seen the other. The other one happens all the time. I want to never been done.
今度こそもう後戻りはできない
I want a whole white baby. I want a whole white baby out of that.
Ross, you could be the first black surrogate, dude.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it.
They could put a fucking plastic bag in your makeshift fucking vagina. We can do that now, dude. It's 2025.
No,
almost
we went over
2026.
this. They can't.
Dude, they can.
No,
Science
we
can
went
do
over this.
anything,
You
bro.
literally thought that was a thing, and you were arguing.
It's-
and it turns out
It is a
it's just
thing, man.
a
I swear.
fucking chick.
Okay, so what about this? They take a 6-month-old fetus, take it out of the mother, and then place it into a man.
No, because there's nowhere for the baby to come out of.
Yeah, they can unsew the sewn up part. They can unsew it.
I don't think it has a way to feed and shit, though, right?
You could put like little like you could put tubes in them. I mean, at this point, if you think about it, it's like something out of fucking Warhammer 40K. It's literally like a fucking grotesque like
Like a meat creation.
yeah. Like, you know, like half mechanized like fucking like cyborg like birthing machine. Like that's
With a
essentially
pump?
what they would turn into because you don't have the organs to fulfill those needs, right? So you would have a plastic bag in you, tubes sticking up to your fucking gut to fucking somehow like convert nutrients to the baby, and then you don't have an exit hole, so you would always just have to have like a fucking gaping flesh wound. Just
Yeah,
open.
why would anyone do that?
It's for the experience, Ross. All right, it's for the experience.
Yeah, fuck.
YOLO, dude. You only live one life, and what was it? FOMO, fear of missing out. All right.
Would you do that, Atsu?
Dude, no, I'm not like someone that
What
like,
about-
has any
what
sort of
about
fear of
for-
missing out.
What about for $5 million in
No,
fame?
you couldn't pay me. Maybe if I was like terminally ill and like about to like die, and like the only way that like I could like help my like, you know, like family and friends is through this means. Like, yeah, maybe I'll like think about it, but no, anywhere before that, you couldn't pay me to fucking put a child inside, dude.
Not even right. $1 billion. $1 billion.
Dude, you can't put a monetary value on it. Like you can like tell me like, oh, like you could maybe if you like sold me the world and like everyone inside of it in some sort of like fucking satanic ritual where I just like owned everyone's soul. But like that's about it.
And why do you want souls? Why is that worth more than?
That's way
$1
more.
billion?
That's worth way more than $1 billion. What do you mean?
So what do you do? What are you gonna do with the
8
soul?
billion souls versus $1 billion?
What are you gonna do with? What are you gonna do with souls?
I'm gonna fucking gamble them, dude. I'm gonna fucking
Can't buy a
gamble
house
and
with
risk them.
souls, Atsu.
Well, you can build a fucking house with souls.
The house that Atsu built. What are you gonna
Out of bone, blood and bones, dude.
Atsu Bone Temple.
清水ひな子
What? Is that what-
What?
you just unlock something in Tara's head.
Yeah.
some white power. I have no idea. I
Markiplier,
actually
dude.
didn't like tune into like most of that until like afterwards.
The tiki torches.
Tiki torches. The white collars and the tiki torches. Yeah, this whole fucking era.
Yeah, we're
the
living
whole
in
Trump
history
era
books,
is
dude.
like we're living through history right now. And it could
Non-stop.
be it could be crazier than the Civil War or like the Revolutionary War. Like we could possibly have like the destruction of the United States at our doorstep, which is pretty exciting actually.
I mean, with AI, it could be the destruction of the
Yeah, but
world.
we're too early, and we're
ひな子
yeah too early in its stages, man. I don't think AI at this moment could do any harm except for like propaganda.
私は
Yeah, but
know, like-
logistically,
私たちは
wouldn't it happen really
Like,
quick? Like,
what
like if it, let's say, like,
どういうこと
The only way that I could see it happen overnight is if nukes are fucking falling out of the sky. That's the only way.
right, which is what would happen.
私は
No, because if nukes fell out of the sky, then the whole world is done.
Right.
Not just the United States. If the United States itself was to fall, every other nation is stable except for the United States.
ようやくそれ
And the
に気
United
づけた
States
の
crumbles simply due to its civil or domestic
子供の選
disputes,
択を
not
知る
because of
ことを
like you know
I thought we were
war,
talking
like
about-
global war.
私たち
Kind of. I
は
mean, so
それと
if you compare it to back in the Civil War era, we're right before Lincoln fucking declares what's the fucking what is something corpus?
Habeas corpus.
Yeah, habeas corpus,
ねえ
defunct.
お姉ちゃん
We're right
Wait,
before
so
that
who's-
stage,
Is,
which is
is
considered
Newsom
the
gonna be
insurrection.
お
Lincoln?
母さんお母さん
Is Newsom gonna be Lincoln?
No, it would probably be like JD Vance or something like that.
No, but
Because-
I'm saying AI, we're much closer to the destruction because like all it takes is like one mini breakthrough and no one
私の幸
sees,
せを願っていてくれるなら
Sure, but that's
and
all.
the thing just goes haywire.
Yeah, but it's all like information based, right? Like AI doesn't have the power to make like executive decisions or like
どうか
administrative
許して
decisions yet. Like if it's integrated into government as like like say for example a position of a judge, right? Then it has judicial power to sentence people to jail, to confinement. So at that point, then I can see it taking over and like kind of fucking over humanity because, you know, you could essentially be jailed for fucking jaywalking
私の選
at that
択
point.
そして
Right, but or some guy just in his basement creates a fucking AI and just says like, you know, blow up the world, and then it does it somehow.
Yeah, but how would that happen? It would have to be integrated into these systems that the military uses to command nuclear
They
weapons.
have infinite like computation power.
Yeah,
you know?
we aren't at that point yet. Or else I would say that it would
But-
have to be. It would be
but
like the
we-
next.
But you
But
don't
what?
know how fast it could happen now, too. You don't know. It's a good. You don't
You
have
think
no
that
idea
Musk
when.
You think that Musk is like holding like
No.
some sort of like
No.
hidden tech
Mu-
where he's gonna
Musk
like
isn't
unleash-
gonna be the guy. He's not gonna be the guy to do it. But it's not even an unleashing. Some guy could just be fooling around. You know, like those guys at Google. Also, the robot was like asking to like live and like all that shit. Like that guy, that whistleblower leaked like the AI conversation.
They had to
they were
shut it
having.
down. Shut it down.
The breakthrough isn't going to be public. It's going to be like one guy writes one line of code and then all of a sudden the missiles are flying, you know?
You think that's how it's gonna happen? It's gonna be like in the movies where they just infects everything. And it's just like
Could be.
the AI becomes the technology.
Yeah,
Your,
could be.
your toasters are gonna be going haywire and shit.
Yeah, so maybe you asked like the wrong question. Then we're fucked.
Did you ever watch fucking Space King by Flash Kids?
I don't know what either of those things are.
You don't know Flash Kids? Go to YouTube and type in Flash Kids. You've definitely seen their shit.
This guy talks some flashcards. What is he saying?
It's like, they're like animated shorts, but they're like making fun of anything and everything possible. It's like the old school South Park, but way more crude and like humorous. They're the ones that did they're the ones that did the furry genocide. That whole series.
Did you say
Where they,
Flash
like-
Flash Foods or Flash?
Flash Gits, Gitz, all one word. Yeah, they did like the console wars. You never saw that bit where it was like the height of PlayStation versus Xbox, and the PlayStation
Is it a
fucking
comic? Or it's a video.
It's a video and it's a flash animation, and it's about fucking a bunch of weebs going to war for Sony.
You've never seen any of these.
Dude, what the fuck? You're missing out. Just watch the Pokemon one real quick.
They said you wanted me to do Space King. I thought.
Space King is like 20 minutes. It's their first like YouTube series that's been like made by fans for the fans.
This was
No
really
girls
good
allowed.
Warhammer type shit.
So they ripped off Warhammer. But the whole point is it's a parody of Warhammer, obviously, and fucking the people that are Space Marines are just like perpetuant childs, just like in fucking huge armor. The way they got that way is you have to watch it, essentially. It's really hard to explain.
努力してきたって
What does this have to do with Meat King?
孤独に
Meat Canyon voices a bunch of fucking shit. They're like collaborators. But what I was gonna say is the latest episode of Space King, which is like 20 minutes,
知ったことゆきさん
actually has like a segment on AI sentience and how like humanity with like one or two questions destroys it. It actually takes a jab at Charlie Kirk as well. It's just like pretty fucking good.
I have actually seen the Kais in that.
Yeah.
彼の気持ちを知るうちに
The
私
two
も同じくらい
so
一生
the
懸
two
命考
people
えな
that
くちゃ
like
ならないっ
create
て
these,
思ったの
it's a English guy and an American guy. They're fucking both really funny. They have their own podcast where they just like talk about random shit. They're really good. I think it's like the Tom and Dan podcast or something. Yeah, and Meat Canyon's always on there as well. I think he actually did the voice for the AI.
Two loves, pop the meat.
Yeah, they're. I think they're in the new age, kind of like Dave Chappelle, where they like have like commentaries on like modern day, and they're not really like afraid to take jabs at either side. But they're both not black.
お父さんみたいになるかもしれないって
That's how we like it.
笑うな私の悩みを笑っていいのは
We're not
見合い
down.
をし
Get you guys later. Oh, alright. Whenever you get a chance, I sent you the Venmo.
彼の思いに応えることで
So,
私の人生は何を得られる何を失う何が変わって何が生まれる女の幸せは男に愛されることそんな魔法の言葉で私の悩みは解決しない 剣に悩んで不安や悩みを抱えて、その上で羽ばたく勇気が持てるか、私たちは問うんだ。の悩み、私たちだけの悩み、お前におもちゃにされるいわれはない。 ず供養するからね。
大丈夫か2人とも。ほらあっちだ。早くほら。本当にすまない。久しぶりの祝言に酒が過ぎたのだろう。普段は温和な方なのだ。
どうすればいいの？
この場は私が何とかしておく。
琴雪さん、一緒に。
すまなかった。私は君に全てを与えたつもりで、君が一番欲していたものに気づけなかった。私も君と同じものが欲しくなったのだ。君への愛は酔狂なまじないによって生み出されたものではないと。行きなさい。
もし私たちへの愛が本物だったなら、また会いましょう。私たちもしっかり悩んで答えを用意しておきます。私たちの人生、どんな風に生きようね。琴雪さんみたいに生きてみたい。誰かをものすごく好きになって、その人のためにものすごく努力して、情熱のすべてを注ぎ込むような一途で一生懸命な生き方をしてみたい。今度は私から琴雪さんに求婚するくらいの勢いで一生懸命に。私はまだ決まってないけど、とにかく何かに一生懸命に。何それ。 邪魔しない、せかさない。いるのは私たちだけ。私たちだけで行く末を決められる。こんな静かな恵比寿ヶ丘は初めてかも。ここは私たちだけの静寂の恵比寿ヶ丘だね。